Live from Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California, ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the Atlanta Falcons against the Los Angeles Rams. This is Frank Gifford along with Howard Cosell and Fran Tarkenton. And this ABC Sports exclusive is being brought to you by Chevrolet and your Chevrolet dealer, who invites you to see the new Chevrolet S10 truck. And by Light Beer, everything you always wanted in a beer and less. And by the Continental Insurance Companies and their 12,000 agents throughout the United States.
Some of the clouds have lifted in the NFC playoff picture. San Francisco and Dallas are in. Philadelphia needs another win, or an Atlanta loss tonight would put Philadelphia in. And then a dogfight among Tampa Bay, Detroit, the Giants, Green Bay, and if Atlanta should win tonight, by so doing, they would eliminate Washington and Minnesota, which are still theoretically alive. So some of the clouds have lifted, but there is still a great deal of fog in the air. But there is no fog in Frank Gifford as he gets ready. And you look at Steve Bartkowski, maybe the best long thrower in football. The Giff is here for the play-by-play.
And he's having a great year. He really is. He has set club records already, records he set a year ago in attempts, completions, yardage. He's already close to his Atlanta record of 31 TDs of a year ago, 29 touchdown passes. We'll talk about his counterpart with Fran Tarkenton and Dan Pastorini, who will open for the Rams tonight. Of course, the Rams have lost Pat Hayden. They've lost Jeff Rutledge. They will open with Pastorini, and on the bench will be Jeff Kemp. As you can see, the Rams have won the toss. They have elected to receive. Drew Hill is dropping deep and set to kick off and get this game underway. A very important game for Atlanta is Mick Luckhurst. The Rams at 5-9, the first losing season since 1972. Luckhurst boots it high, and Drew Hill awaits at the goal line. And Drew Hill taking it to 20 and out to the 22-yard line. And we will see Dan Pastorini, of course, with Oakland last year. Before that, many years with the Houston Oilers. And he's had a tough go of it this year, Fran.
He has. There's no question. Everybody in pro football thinks Dan Pastorini has as much talent as anyone playing the game. He hasn't played up to the talent, or maybe it's the guys around him, but he hasn't played well up to now this year.
Making his fourth start of the season for the Rams. Signed the fourth week of the season. In motion, the tight end, Walt Arnold. This is Wendell Tyler. Wendell Tyler creeping up rapidly on a 1,000-yard season, out over the 25. Close to the 27, gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5. Tyler's in there with Mike Gooman as you look at the defensive unit for the Atlanta Falcons. They like to stay in their 3-4, but tonight Jim Laughlin has started in place of Joel Williams, perhaps the best of the blitzing linebackers. Joel Williams troubled all year long with a bad knee, the defensive linebacker for Atlanta. Second down and 5. This is Mike Gooman, and the second-year man from Penn State, out over the 30-yard line, perhaps short of a first down by less than a yard. Gooman making his third start of the night, replacing Cullen Bryant.
I think that's interesting. They seem to feel at this late date that Gooman gives them more versatility. He has all-purpose utility in the backfield, can even throw some. But Cullen Bryant, through the years, has been their steadiest commodity, and I think they're crazy.
Well, what do you think about their philosophy? This is Gooman. Out over the 35 to the 36-yard line. It'll be first down and 10. Hit there by Fulton Kuykendall. First down, the Rams.
Well, as we look at this, it's interesting as you'll see the handoff here, and you'll watch him pick up the first down, coming off tackle. That's the man that Howard just talked about, Mike Gooman. They're going strength after strength. The strength of the Atlanta defense is the run defense. L.A. said, we're going to run at you anyway, and they got a first down.
Number 1 defense in the NFL against the run, the Atlanta Falcons. Play action by Pastorini. Minnie puts it up high, incomplete, double coverage, far downfield. The intended receiver, Bill Waddy, and Pastorini felt the pass rush then, and the Rams have given up 46 sacks thus far in the season, and that could have something to do with the fact that they have a couple of quarterbacks sidelined on injured reserve, Pat Hayden and Jeff Rutledge. 46 is not a league high, but it's a pretty good average.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that pass, the pass is a great weakness of the Atlanta defense. Everybody throws on them, but a big criticism that the free safety Pridemore doesn't stay deep down the middle. The long passes hurt him. That time, he was down there to help Butler.
Second down and 10. Pastorini looking to Waddy, and Waddy has the ball, and Waddy struggling for a first down. Ball is bobbled loose and indicated out of bounds, but the first down was given up. The ball going out of bounds inside the 45-yard line. Blaisbrook up there defensively for Atlanta. It'll be third down and 2. Billy Waddy representing what speed the Rams have on the outside with their receivers. Preston Denard on the other side, the leading receiver, number 88. Not gifted with the great speed. Good moves underneath, however. 5-9 Rams, and there are only 2 members of this Ram team that can remember a losing season. Youngblood, the linebacker, and Saul, the center. That is Wendell Tyler, and I believe he will be short of the first down, and it'll be decision time. Again, this will be dependent upon where they have marked it, and they do look as though they have given it its progress over the 46 for the first down. We'll have a measurement.
It's interesting, Giff, in these situations, it's just the mark of that official. He makes the best judgment he can. It's almost impossible to tell exactly where the forward motion is, but I think you're right. I think he got the first down.
Our referee tonight, Chuck Heberling and his crew, indicates first down. Ray Malavasi, no question, he's under fire.
Everybody's under fire. A startling write-up in the LA Times yesterday about who really is running the Rams. Where are they at? How did all this happen? How could this team, presumably so talent-laden, be in such disarray? More later.
Gooman stacked up. The line of scrimmage, ekes out a yard. It'll be second down and 9 for the youngster from Penn State. And Lehman Bennett. How are things going with Lehman Bennett down in your hometown of Atlanta, friend?
Well, the Atlanta Falcons are disappointed with their record, but there's no pressure on Lehman. I think that organization is a sound organization. They're very stable, and they've come through the tough times very nicely. And I think it's going to be good times for them in future years.
Well, it better be, because they came into this season one of the favorites to be in the Super Bowl, and they're a total disappointment.
Well, they're not over yet.
On second down and 9, Pastorini, a lot of time. Man is wide open, and he goes to Billy Waddy. The first down inside the 40-yard line at the 37-yard line in front of Bobby Butler, the rookie cornerback out on the left side.
And this is just a simple out ball. Pastorini has thrown the ball better than I've seen him this year. He sets up, good firm setup, no rush at all. Zips it out. Waddy has Butler beaten by a large measure. I'll tell you what, it'll be interesting. Pastorini, this Atlanta team doesn't rush the passer at all. It's hard to get a rush with 3 defensive linemen going against 5 offensive linemen. That kind of time, anybody can complete them.
And as you can see, they stay firmly in their 3-man front. Here comes Wendell Tyler. Tyler cutting back. Tremendous collision at the 31-yard line, yet Tyler, at 195 pounds, takes Pridemore for a ride for a couple.
Giff, the interesting thing, we watch the end zone replay. The only teams in the league that really play good pass defense are the ones that have a great pass rush. Those happen to be either 4-man line pass rushes, or either you have a 3-man line like the Giants do, and you have a big rookie named Lawrence Taylor who goes up as a 4th rush lineman. If you give a quarterback time to throw, there's no secondary in the world that can hold up.
Tyler needs 6 more yards for a 1,000-yard season. This time he's making an effort for the first down. And again, it would appear that he is short, which would bring up 3rd and very short yardage. Whistles have blown, as we can see, heading downfield is Earl Jones. They have marked the ball inside the 28-yard line. 66 degrees tonight in Los Angeles. Temperature fine. Late arriving crowd because of the freeway traffic. And as you can see, the fog that has settled in Southern California for the past 10 days or so is once again with us this evening.
And it's now dropping below our booth. Might help.
3rd down, less than 1. The 2 tight ends are in. 89 is Lewis Gilbert and Walt Arnold, 84. Mike Gooman.
Wasn't much there.
Effort for the first. And he did not pick up much, but he didn't need much.
No, he didn't. We've got 2 interesting players in this game tonight. The 2 centers, 2 old Grizzly Bears, Saul of the Rams and Van Note of the Falcons. Both of them been around for a long, long time. They're really the prototype centers. crusty old guys that both have been All-Pro and played well this year again.
Rich Saul, I think, particularly. He's an amazing athlete. He really is.
Well, he is. And so is Van Note, though. They're equally as good.
Inches short, and you saw Ray Malvese go for it, and that's exactly what they'll do. The offensive line for the Rams has been really damaged with injuries throughout the season. Doug France is on the injured reserve now. Shoulder problems there. Doug Smith, a guard, is playing right tackle for Jackie Slater, who has a bad hamstring. They have been changing almost with every game, the offensive line. 4th down and inches. Ball at the 27-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. The Rams having used up nearly 5 minutes of the first quarter. Wendell Tyler. Whoa. And good defensive play. Coming up quickly, Tom Pridemore.
I think Wendell Tyler got it, and he did it on just great running ability.
Kuykendall was there, Pridemore was there, but Tyler gets the first.
When you're 5 and 9, you go for it.
Sure you do. Here it is again. It's a sweep left. They really had to play defense well. There's Glazebrook, had a shot. Kuykendall comes up, makes the tackle, but too late. Tyler got the first down.
At the 26-yard line, the 2 wide receivers, Denard, Waddy, split to the right. Jarrell Thomas, number 33, now in at setback, giving Tyler a breather, and the ball goes to Gooman, and Gooman is inside the 25, close to the 24. Give him a couple, it'll be 2nd down and 8.
Obviously, Atlanta has a lot more to play for tonight than the Rams as far as playoff hopes. But I don't think that makes any difference to pro football players. They're football players, they're professionals, and they play. And I think it's indicative of how the Rams have come out tonight. They move the ball down the field, they're playing with some enthusiasm.
So much controversy and so much rumor, gossip circulating around this Ram team. We're trying to unfold some of it tonight. This man, Dan Pastorini, signed the 4th week of the season. Now making his 4th start. On 2nd down and 8, Pastorini reads the blitz. Denard wide open in the end zone, but Pastorini, as you can see, was level.
Yeah, Dan really made a pretty good throw. He had to throw the ball and anticipate way before Denard made his break because he had the rush and had the pressure. He did the right thing. He put it up, and he was hoping that he would guess right. Here it is. Whenever you fake the run, the play pass action, and then try to throw against the blitz, it's really hard. Hard to pick it up. There you see him. Let it go. He's wide open, but he had to throw way before the break.
Buddy Curry, the linebacker, looking Dan Pastorini right in the eyes on the blitz. 3rd down and 8. 24-yard line of Atlanta. Pastorini back again, has the time. And is picked off. Earl Jones. Jones is down the sideline. Jones to the 45-yard line. That is Pastorini's 12th interception of the year.
And immediately the boos begin. Frank mentioned the disarray as you look at Earl Jones with his 2nd intercept of the season. Here's the replay.
Good protection again. He steps up in the pocket. He's got his man. He had a step on Earl Jones, but he underthrew the ball. Normally when you underthrow a receiver, interception results. Jones was there. Makes a nice run back.
The Rams ripping off 6.5 minutes off the first quarter clock. Turning it over, Earl Jones with the interception. Atlanta has the ball, 46-yard line of the Rams. Rams, 15 plays, 6 minutes, 22 seconds before the turnover. Earl Jones, interception of Dan Pastorini. Good field position, Atlanta. Jones bringing it back to the Rams, 46-yard line. 1st down and 10, Steve Bartkowski at quarterback. Lynn Kane, 21, William Andrews, 31. The setbacks, and Bartkowski going deep for Jenkins in the corner of the end zone, and looking immediately for Jenkins' 14th touchdown of the season was the quarterback, Steve Bartkowski. He likes to go up on top.
He does, and he's as good a long thrower as I've ever seen in the game of football. And he's throwing to a great receiver, Jenkins, but Rod Perry had him man on man and covered him every step of the way very well.
Interesting, they would go at Perry. He's having one of his fine seasons, and he is a Pro Bowler. Over in the other corner is Leroy Irvin, second-year man, replacing an injured Pat Thomas. I'm sure he'll be exercised tonight. 2nd down and 10. Glenn Kane hit behind the line of scrimmage. Jack Youngblood penetrating deep.
Jack Youngblood made the stop.
There remains a lot of fine personnel on this Rams team, regardless of the record. As you look at some of the names, the defensive backfield, very good indeed. And Fanning has had a marvelous year for them. So, of course, as Jack Youngblood, he always does.
Third down and 12. Andrews, the single setback. Andrews, over 1,100 yards on the season, 73 receptions. But Bartkowski goes to Jenkins, and he's hit. And hit hard. Nolan Cromwell, short of the first down. They'll mark it near the 38-yard line.
And you'll watch it. Alfred Jenkins may be one of the smaller people in professional football, 160 or so pounds. Watch the hit here from Cromwell. But Jenkins has no fear coming across the middle.
He really doesn't. Watch this. 65th reception of the year. He'll take it in the middle. He'll take it on the slant. He'll take it deep. It doesn't matter.
What a hit.
What do they say he weighs? About 160 pounds?
I don't think any more than that. Courageous guy. Great feel for the game. Excellent speed. He plays as well as anybody.
High snap from Eric Sanders. John James gets it away, and it takes a definite Atlanta bounce at the 2-yard line. Bounce directly back. And the Rams will be in deep trouble at their own 2-yard line. 7:04 remaining in the first quarter. We have no score from Anaheim. The Rams and the Falcons will be back. The Rams have their second possession of the night. They occupied much of the time here in the first quarter in the opening drive that resulted in a turnover and interception. They're now at 1st and 10. The ball at their own 2-yard line. Pastorini brings them up. Newman, 44. Tyler, 26. The setbacks. Newman, right side over Doug Smith and Bill Bain. A couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Buddy Curry and Jeff Murrow defensively there for Atlanta.
You know, Howard, when you're 5 and 9, you're on your own 2-yard line. Air it out. You know,
throw it. I agree with
you're not gonna. You got 98 yards to go. Throw the ball down there. It's the best place in the field to throw it.
Perhaps in the back of Pastorini's mind are those 46 sacks that we spoke of earlier. Here's Gooman. Out to about the 7-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
Well, if you're going to run Gooman that way, I don't understand the non-presence of Cullen Bryant, who's much better in that particular area of play. But that's up to them, and they're paying the piper for everything that's happened. We're the Pits with the Georgia Peach. That's a knock at Georgia Frontier.
Wait a minute, are they talking about me there?
No, they're talking about the widow of Carol Rosenblum, who was under tremendous fire here. And again, we will explore that as time permits.
3rd down 4. Pastorini overthrows Preston Denard. Denard covered nicely out there by Kenny Johnson, part of that great draft of a year ago.
Well, you know, that time, I don't know whether Dan's got an injury that keeps him from setting up, but he never set up. He kept drifting back. When you're throwing off your back foot and drifting back, you throw it high. He threw it high that time. He had the man open for a 1st down.
Remind you once again, Atlanta attempting to stay alive for a wild card possibility tonight. A lot of teams looking on. Should Atlanta be defeated tonight, Philadelphia will automatically qualify as a wild card in the NFC. Still alive, of course, as we look at Frank Corral. The Giants at 8-7, Green Bay at 8-7, Washington, Minnesota, and of course the loser of Tampa Bay, Detroit. Here's Scott Warner. Warner has something going. Warner inside the 30-yard line to the 29 as the picket line sets up nicely for Scott Warner, the rookie out of Georgia, who led the country in the collegiate level last year with punt returns.
As you watch him run, he made as many big plays for Georgia over 4 years running punts back as anybody I've ever seen in football, and he really hasn't done it for Atlanta this year. That was a pretty good run back.
Atlanta, fine field position. 1st and 10. 29-yard line of the Rams. Still no score. Jenkins is left. Wallace Francis to the right. The 2 wide receivers. Rams showing blitz. Andrews. And Andrews just running over Rams, gets to the 20-yard line, and this man carries more strength than 200 pounds than any back I've seen play this game in years.
He runs the same way, first minute to the last minute of every game that you'll ever see him play. He just gives you shoulders squared up, knees, thighs to try to hit, and you better hit him.
Over the left side, where once we used to watch Fred Dreyer. We used to watch Larry Brooks. He's out with an injury, and of course Dreyer long gone. 2nd down and 2. Andrews once again.
Look at him drive. Look at the leg drive.
Gets the 1st down. Down close to the 16-yard line.
Buck Frank is touching on the naked point. Brooks isn't there, injury. Dreyer isn't there, long gone. Brodzinski isn't there, one of the many affairs, along with Fred Dreyer. Hacksaw Reynolds isn't there, another of the affairs. On offense, Vince Ferragamo isn't there, still another of the affairs. A team losing its morale and in disarray.
Lynn Kane turns back on the 1st and 10, runs into big Mike Fanning. Squeaks out a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down and 8. And to elaborate on that, Howard, this is the team the Rams have played in the Super Bowl less than 2 years ago, and there are 21 players not in uniform tonight that suited up for the Super Bowl, either through injury, through management problems. That's quite a turnover in less than 2 years.
2nd and 7.
2nd down, call it 8. 14-yard line of the Rams. Bartkowski hurrying it into the end zone, intended for Jenkins. Rod Perry again glued to Jenkins as he raced into the end zone. It'll be 3rd down and 8.
Surprising throw then from Bartkowski. Normally he gives it greater height, greater touch. He had no time then.
No, and it's interesting, you mentioned before, he's going against Ron Perry twice. Some quarterbacks like to throw a long pass to the left more than the right. And I think that might be the thing with Bartkowski, but he's going against a guy in that situation is the finest I've ever seen him bumping and running and covering in that territory. And he had him again.
And they're down in that type of territory. 3rd down and 8. Cornerbacks up tight. Bartkowski hurries it to the tight end, Junior Miller, and Junior Miller gets the 1st down inside the 5-yard line. Johnny Johnson there defensively for L.A.
You might remember, Howard, when we had Atlanta against Minnesota a few weeks ago, we raised the question, why don't they use Junior Miller? They have been using Junior Miller the last few weeks more, and down in this territory, inside the 20, is a good place to use a big tight end like that.
At that time, we suggested maybe it was the damaged wrist, but now it's not troubling him any longer. It's clear that that's so. And he is an immensely valuable tight end in the motif or mold of Kellen Winslow and the other big great ones.
And he's not wearing that cast as he was a few weeks ago. On 1st down, goal to go. William Andrews over the right side where Warren Brandt, a tackle, and R.C. Thielman are working.
Mike Fanning made the stop.
It's not really where I'd like to go if I were the Atlanta offense, because you're going right at Big Jack Youngblood and Mike Fanning, and they play that position against the run about as good as anybody in football.
Stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Short yardage defense now for the Rams. Change takes place. Apparently, their philosophy, change it at the 3.
And they just put a load in there. Number 95, Phil Murphy, who's about 295.
They got him listed at 300. That's a guess because the scales only go to 300. 2nd down and goal. Play action. Bartkowski wide open in the end zone. He's a ramp. And now, this is Billy Andrews. And Andrews gets a yard out of the completion. Wide open in the end zone
was McKeska.
Yeah, but he couldn't see him, and under the circumstances, a rather nifty little dump-off.
Well, it was, but see, coming out of that fake, he looks quickly to the flat to the back. His next look was to the tight end McKeska. I'm surprised he didn't see him. Here he comes. You'll watch him. I'm really surprised he didn't see him because it was nobody within 10 yards of him. And when you get down on the 2-yard line, nobody's within 10 yards of you. That means you're open, my friend.
He looked like he's been eating some of Howard's pizza. No one around him. 3rd and goal. Kane gets a block from Andrews. Kane is in the end zone.
He just did get in.
Good block from William Andrews, leading Kane into the end zone as Atlanta strikes first with 1:26 remaining in the 1st quarter.
I'll tell you, it wasn't easy for him to get in down there. The Rams played good goal line defense.
Oh, what a fine pair these are. Lynn Kane, 21, did his blocking not far from here at USC for Charlie White. And, of course, William Andrews, both of them coming up 3 years ago.
About as good a balanced 2 backs as there is in football today. Both of them block well. They're excellent receivers. In fact, in college, they were blocking backs for for great runners like Joe Cribbs at Auburn.
James is holding Luckhurst.
Luckhurst makes it 7. So Atlanta, in a game they must have, leads 7-0 with 1:26 remaining in the first quarter, and we'll be right back in Anaheim. Following a good punt return for Atlanta, 29-yard drive, Lynn Kane taking it in behind a good block. William Andrews set to kick off. Mick Luckhurst. Deep is Drew Hill. Short, high kick. Mike Gooman takes it. And Gooman is instantly surrounded at the 29-yard line. And we'll see the Rams offense for the third time tonight. With 1:16 remaining in the first quarter. Dan Pastorini is not all that healthy himself. He is a very sore ankle. He's been battered and bruised. Jeff Rutledge, as I mentioned, out with a dislocated thumb. Pat Hayden played the entire game last week against the Rams. Came back, sore knee. Arthroscopic surgery, out for the season. The backup, of course, is Jeff Kemp, the rookie from Dartmouth. First down and 10, 30-yard line of the Rams. Here comes Wendell Tyler. Tyler piled up at the 33-yard line. It'll be second down and 7. Anaheim tonight, and we'll be back on the West Coast next week. There it is, the Oakland Raiders and the San Diego Chargers. The Raiders are out of it, but the Chargers, well, they're going to be watching on Sunday the outcome of games between Denver at Chicago and Green Bay at the Jets. A loss by either one, and San Diego can get into the playoffs. A loss by Denver and a win over Oakland, they could even win the Western Division of the AFC. Tyler now has 1,000 yards on the season. This is Wendell Tyler again. Now he has 1,000 and about 8 as he gets out over the 40 to the 43, first down Rams.
Wendell Tyler is explosive and he's quick off the mark.
Atlanta claimed the football, but of course the ball was dead.
Lone dead.
Officials ruled it rightly.
Yeah,
In the meantime, you look at next Monday night, Francis. Oakland 18-1-1 on Monday Night Football. The Chargers have a long task ahead of them.
Final seconds expiring here in the first quarter. Rams will get the playoff. Gerald Thomas, and the big youngster from San Jose State, works to the outside for about a yard and a half, taken there by Jim Laughlin. And there's the end of the first quarter. Atlanta leading 7-0. When we come back to Anaheim, the Rams will have a second down and 8, the ball at their own 45-yard line. We're back in Anaheim, where the Atlanta Falcons are trying for the first time since 1970. They have never beaten the Rams in this area, either at Coliseum or here in Anaheim. They've lost 25 times. They've won 5, all 5 victories coming in Atlanta. Second down and 8. Pastorini is back for the Rams. Pastorini with a fine strike to Billy Waddy right on a line. First down. Rams, 34-yard line of Atlanta.
Well, Dante showed you some arm that time, my friends. I mean, he blistered the ball down the field. It was like a frozen rope. He gets set up here again, no pass rush. He can set up and feel very good about himself, and he lets it go. It took it no time to get to Waddy.
Key thing, Fran, you mentioned no pass rush. They really lost that this year with Joel Williams' injury.
Yep.
A year ago, they had 46 sacks. Coming into tonight, they have but 27. On first and 10, Wendell Tyler, left side, and Tyler squeezes a couple. But it'll be second down and 8.
Let's take a look at the first quarter statistics. First downs, a mild edge to the Rams, but meaningless in the score. And in the yardage gain, and in time of possession. Once again, we point out to you, it's not how long you have the ball, it's what you do with it when you have it.
And if you turn it over, that's bad.
They've marked the ball near the 31-yard line, so call it second down and 7. Wendell Tyler. Tyler pounded at the 30-yard line after a gain of 1. It'll be third down and 6.
If you mentioned that Joel Williams has been out for Atlanta, so they lost their best pass rusher, he from the linebacking position.
Well, he had 16 sacks himself a year
yes,
ago.
He did. But if you lose that thing, you've got to do something else. You still got to blitz a linebacker or put a fourth defensive rush man in there, because there's no way a secondary can hold up with no pass rush, and there certainly hasn't.
Waddy is right. Bernard left. Third down and 6. Pastorini Again, he has the time. More time than he thought he'd have. Well, Waddy is open in the end zone, but Pastorini leads him out of bounds, and Pastorini could have run the ball had he been so inclined somewhere around the 10-yard line. No one in front of him, and he released it out of bounds.
By the way, as you watch here, you'll see how open Waddy was. When Dan threw the ball, he was off balance, undetermined whether to run or not, afraid to run because he's not the running kind, and he waffled the ball and forget it.
And it'll be 4th down, bringing out Frank Corral. 17 of 25 on this year. His long kick of 47 yards. This will be an attempt to match that long kick of the season of 47. Nolan Cromwell is the holder.
Oh, he missed it badly.
Hooking it to the left, plenty of distance, but a big hook left. And you'll hear the boos once again as Atlanta brings the offensive unit back out onto the field. Their possession will be at the line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line. We'll be back in a moment. Atlanta, as we mentioned before, with the win tonight, will stay alive for a wild card spot. Even with a loss, they would be mathematically alive. They close next week against Cincinnati at home in Atlanta. By the way, that starting time has been changed for you Atlanta fans from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. First down to 10, Atlanta from their own 30-yard line. Bartkowski's back. Andrews does not hold on as he is hit rather firmly by Jim Youngblood. As I mentioned earlier, one of only 2 Rams who can recall a non-winning season. Or a year in which the Rams were thinking in terms of playoff. They will be home for Christmas. 2nd down and 10. Incidentally, Andrews with the 1 reception a few moments ago tied the Atlanta record held by Wallace Francis with 74 receptions on the year. On 2nd and 10. Bartkowski had a lot of time. He just could not uncover a receiver. The attempt to William Andrews incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10. It's a rather frantic Santa Claus.
The thing that Bartkowski does not do well is throw the short pass. Backs coming out of the backfield, things like that. The Rams are doing an effective job of shutting him off deeper down the field right now, and he's going to have to be able to complete something underneath him.
3rd down and 10. Cromwell showing the blitz and gets out of it. Over the middle. Kane tackled immediately at the 35, 5 yards short of the first. Ivory Sully was there first defensively for the Rams. And out comes John James, the punter for Atlanta.
Those of you in our TVOs might wonder why he would throw a 5-yard pass when it's 3rd and 10.
I would think they would.
I have no clue why he would. I have none.
Both teams, it seems to me, are enormously uninspired.
Gift, top return man in the NFL, Leroy Irvin. He's taken 3 of them back for touchdowns this year. He did it earlier against Atlanta, and he took 2 of them back against the Falcons. Short kick by James. Irvin from his 30. Look out. Irvin sees a little gap, just explodes up close to the 49-yard line, where once again Atlanta will have good field position. Eric Sanders, the center and snapper, down there defensively for Atlanta. We'll be back. We're back in Anaheim. Frank Gifford, Howard Cosell, Fran Tarkenton. Rams have the football. 1st and 10, the ball at their own 48-yard line. 11:49 remaining in the first half. Atlanta on top, 7-0. Play action by Pastorini. Pastorini, wide open is Waddy. Billy Waddy. Down to the 7-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6, but nobody covered him. He was wide open.
Frank, I don't understand this Atlanta team. One would think they'd come into this game sky high. Still a playoff position beckoning before them as we look at this in replay. And it seems to me they've played anything but animated, inspired football. Do you agree, Fran? Look at that.
Absolutely, and you see it in concentration. That was a mental mistake. Obviously, Butler thought he had deep help from the safety man. Either he or the safety man was wrong because nobody covered Waddy. You get a feeling that there's no excitement on the Atlanta side of the field.
First down, goal to go. The Rams. Wendell Tyler. Tyler sprinting for the end zone, getting a brush block from Kent Hill out front. Touchdown, Los Angeles. Well, 16th touchdown of the season for Wendell Tyler.
And really, from the 5-yard line, this is kind of easy stuff here. They went in almost uncontested. There is no hard data to say Atlanta is up or down. It's hard to say that about a football team, but I've looked at a lot of them over the years, and you look down at the Atlanta bench, you look at them on the field, Howard, and you're absolutely right. You just don't get the feeling there's any excitement there. There's no fervor going. They have every reason to play hard. The Rams have much more enthusiasm tonight than the Falcons.
Well, they just did, and that quick strike.
Cromwell gets it down. Corral gets it up. Flag is down.
Penalty marker on the field.
Motion against the Rams. They'll have to do it again. Wendell Tyler having another super year. There was some question a year ago following a terrible automobile accident whether this man would ever play again. Dislocated hip summer before last. Here's the call.
Illegal motion, number 95 on offense. We'll replay it.
Hey, that's a lot of motion. That's big Phil Murphy at 300 pounds.
I'd say so. Is this within Corral's range, Howard?
I would think.
Okay.
Corral will hold. Corral will attempt.
Corral's second attempt to tie it up.
15-yard line.
A successful effort, and we have a tie game at 10:55 remaining in the first half. Wendell Tyler's 11th rushing touchdown of the season. We'll be back in a moment.
Well, Howard, there's Bobby Butler, who just got beat for a 40-yard pass. Would you call that intensity?
No, I wouldn't. Maybe such is the nature of his chagrin at being shown up that somehow he's trying to pretend to a poise that's not there. But I don't see any intensity in the Atlanta team, and I have to look to the leadership.
Corral. This will be Reggie Smith. He's got an opening.
He's got a big opening.
And Reggie Smith all the way out to the 49-yard line. Big opening for Reggie Smith.
All right, this is the kind of play that should turn a team on. So let's watch and see if the Falcons get turned on. Here's little Reggie. He's not in great favor in Atlanta these days. Many think this will be his last year as a Falcon, but here he gets plenty of blocking. Big hole opening up, goes up the field, gets to the 50-yard line. Let's see if they can do anything with it.
First down and 10. 48-yard line is where they mark it. Atlanta's 48. Junior Miller in motion. This is Andrews, and Andrews in Ram territory. Pickup of 3 to the 49-yard line. It'll be second down and 7.
I'll tell you, William Andrews has intensity. He
That's
runs
right.
every
If
play.
there's a team leader, that guy is it. He never gives up.
He has played now in 40 consecutive ball games. Came up 3 years ago. Kind of a surprise as a third-round draft pick. But he has only missed 1 game.
Oh, he's something else.
3 consecutive years, over 1,000 yards for William Andrews. Second and 7. Andrews once again. And I'll tell you, the people in the secondary do not like to see him come through a hole like that. Because he's going to carry you about 3 or 4 yards, as he did Nolan Cromwell, the all-pro safety. First down, Atlanta.
And there goes Jeff Van Note getting a pretty good block on Fanning.
Andrews
cuts up.
Take a
big
ride,
hole.
Nolan. 6 feet and 200 pounds, and it all seems to be below the waist.
And 55 on the Rams overran the play.
Carl Eckern. First down 10. Ball inside the 35-yard line of Los Angeles. Watch out. Pressure. Bartkowski, and he has to go down.
Well, Bart
Mike
had no
Fanning
chance.
was there first.
Now that was
Cody Jones was there.
a big play by the young man from Notre Dame, Mike Fanning. Heard somebody say on a telecast one day that funny there haven't been that many good pros coming from Notre Dame. I don't know where that notion was developed by the particular person who uttered the statement, because when you look at Mike Fanning and Dave Casper and so many others throughout the league through all the years.
How about Alan Page?
Oh, come on. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is ridiculous.
Loss of 13. Second down, 23. Bartkowski. Wallace Francis gets it back to the 39-yard line.
That loss was a big loss, though, for the Falcons. They had a little momentum going. Good kickoff return. Good running by Andrews. And now they've got themselves in the hole. This is a good throw by Bart. Sets up good. Francis makes a good outcut. He's not wide open, but he's open enough, and he delivers a strike.
Third down and 14.
How about Joe Montana? Is that a quarterback?
He's played well this year, hasn't he?
Oh, tremendous.
Their whole team has played well.
Long count by Bartkowski. And down goes Bartkowski. Jack Youngblood, the leading pass rusher for the Rams, getting his 10th sack of the season. And more importantly, Atlanta moved out of field goal range. We'll see the punter, John James.
Now, that was a very revealing series because the Rams had the intensity. 2 sacks in that series, Fanning and Youngblood.
I only saw one guy with a lot of enthusiasm. That was Andrews. Very lethargic. Bartkowski had plenty of protection that time, but he had really nobody open down in the secondary. He had to eat it.
Double safeties for the Rams. James will be looking for the sideline. And he caught it a lot earlier than he anticipated.
I'd say so.
Very poor kick by James. They're going to mark it all the way back to the 29-yard line. A net of about 14 yards on that punt. We'll be back in a moment. Released by Oakland, signed by the Rams, 4th week of the season after actually trying a couple other teams. Didn't play until 5 weeks later, came in against Detroit. Started 3, missed the last 2. A starter again tonight. First down and 10, Wendell Tyler.
Well, he fumbled.
Left the ball, and I believe Atlanta has it.
Skip, Atlanta did recover the ball. I find the call interesting. Pastorini has had 10 first down situations. He's run the ball. That was the 9th time he's run it. He's only thrown 1 pass on first down. That was a 50-yard completion.
We'll see it from the reverse angle, and you'll see Jim Laughlin come up with it.
Well, Wendell Tyler had a habit of fumbling the last couple of years, but this year he's been better, but he had the ball in the wrong arm.
And Laughlin did everything. Took on the blocker, stripped the ball, and then recovered it.
He did. All right, Atlanta's got another chance down there.
28-yard line of Los Angeles. Football game tied at 7. A little more than 8 minutes remaining in the first half. Bartkowski back, overthrows Wallace Francis, feeling the pressure of Reggie Doss.
If you're a quarterback going into a game, if you like to establish something in the running game and you like to establish some passing consistency and some pattern, Bart has established some running, but he has not established anything in the passing game yet, and I'm sure that's very frustrating to him.
Well, his problem is clear, and you've already stated it. He wants to throw long. They're defending well against the long throw, and he has not shown the ability to throw short, something you and I discussed with Eddie LeBaron before tonight's game.
Second down and 10. Rams again drop out of what appeared to be a blitz. No flags down.
No,
Bartkowski almost had this one picked off. Lucius Smith was back there. Double coverage on the intended receiver.
It is unbelievable,
Jenkins.
the concentration. There, miscommunication between the quarterback and the end. Who's at fault? We don't know. Only Bartkowski and Wallace Francis and the coaches know. But Bartkowski expected him to break to the outside. He didn't. He almost had an interception.
Third down and 10. We'll see the third wide receiver, Alfred Jackson, who actually has caught more footballs than the starter, Wallace Francis. So we have Francis, Jackson, Jenkins.
And you've still got big Junior Miller in there, and he was open the only time they threw to him.
Third and 10, 28-yard line of Los Angeles. Bartkowski trying to go to Jenkins. He was covered like a blanket by Nolan Cromwell. And Bartkowski was dropped by a hard-charging Reggie Doss. It'll be fourth down.
Is this the Atlanta team we picked to be in the Super Bowl, Fred?
I picked them early in the year, but they haven't figured out their passing game yet, that's for sure. They just, the man wasn't open. Bart threw it high. They have no clue on what to do passing-wise up to this point.
45-yard attempt, and Hal Luckhurst would like to have had this attempt a week ago on a field goal attempt that could have turned the Tampa Bay game around.
Well, he's plenty strong enough here to get the reach from here.
It's a beauty.
Yep.
Through the uprights, and Atlanta has regained the lead. They lead 10-7. 45-yard effort by Nick Luckhurst, the rookie free agent from California. We'll be back in a moment. Atlanta settles for the field goal following the turnover by Wendell Tyler. 45-yard effort by Luckhurst. They have the lead 10-7. Here's Drew Hill. He awaits the kickoff of Luckhurst. 7:49 remaining in the first half. Luckhurst, high, booming kick. Drew Hill from the end zone. And Drew Hill, this time, only to the 17-yard line. Rams terribly ineffective throughout the year on their kickoff returns. This time they'll begin from the 17. A reminder, Saturday, ABC's Wide World of Sports, the WBC World Light Heavyweight Championship, Matthew Saad Muhammad versus Dwight Braxton. That'll be from Atlantic City. Howard will be there, 5 o'clock Eastern Pacific, 4 o'clock Central Time, live except here on the West Coast.
That's going to be a great fight. Braxton will be all over Matthew Saad.
On the first down, Tyler, left side. Tyler, over the 20 to the 21, the flag is down.
Just to finish what I was saying, in recent bouts, Matthew Saad has fought in the same manner. On the ropes, taking a lot of punishment. There's the call. And yet he's had the ability to come back and knock out the opponent. Whether he can do it against Braxton remains to be seen. Bilal Muhammad, his manager, is very well aware.
Holding, defense, number 65. 5 yards and a first down.
Nose tackle, Don Smith, holding, first down Rams over the 25-yard line.
All right, he's only thrown once on first down tonight out of about 12 first down plays. Let's see if he runs again on first down.
Arnold, the tight end, in motion. Pastrini will put it up. This is Gooman, and Gooman hit at the 35-yard line, short of the first down. It'll be second down, less than a yard. Fulton Kuykendall was there for Atlanta.
Giff, you and Howard made a point that the Rams have been sacked something like 46 times this year. Now, a quarterback can help prevent that himself. It's not always the offensive line's problem. Throw some on first down. The defense is playing to run on first down. It's more easy to pass block on first down. If you wait to third down to pass every time, you're going to get a big rush. You're going to get sacked.
And with Atlanta, you invariably will see that three-man front, and usually without the blitz. Now they get it, and Pastrini pulls away from the center early. Scramble for the football.
I think they recovered it.
LA's they're doing everything they can to
Don Smith comes up with it for Atlanta.
LA's doing everything they can to keep Atlanta in the game. This is just a fumble from the snap. Pastorini just moved out too fast. Saul got the ball up. Pastorini either forgot the snap count.
Saul thinks that Pastorini has it. He's blocking away.
Now, believe it or not, quarterbacks many times forget the snap count. He forgot it. And Saul snapped it.
LA now has turned the ball over 3 times. Andrews looking back inside. Picks up about 3 yards to the 29-yard line. It'll be second down and 7. We're going to pause 5 seconds and allow our affiliates all along the line to tell you who's bringing you the game.
KCRG TV 9, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
In Anaheim, California, a must game for Atlanta, even though they would be mathematically alive with the loss. A win tonight, however, and they are definitely in the hunt for a wild card playoff spot from the NFC. Here comes William Andrews. Left side, Andrews this time held to about a yard. It'll be third down and 5. George Andrews was there defensively for L.A.
I tell you, give LA's defense a lot of credit. With the turnovers, they put a lot of pressure on their defense, and they really haven't cracked. They're playing everything good.
But it's so hard to believe what's happened to this team. loaded with quality personnel, stockpiling draft choices through all of the years. And there's a total breakdown here of morale and organization. No other way to put it. Can't disguise it.
Third down, 5. Andrews, single setback. The 3 wide receivers are in. And Junior Miller.
I'll tell you, some
Rams are saying no. Ivory Solly was covering, and they'll say it's complete at the 10-yard line.
Well, it just
Solly was all over Miller, and yet he came down with the ball.
It took a great play by Junior Miller, and he made a great play. Third down, critical time. He wasn't open. Bartkowski threw it anyway. Watch him make the play. He goes up with the bad hand and all. Did he keep it? Well, we'll never know, will we? I don't think Chet Forty's got a camera under the ground there to show that.
That's what you'd have to have, but the official gave it to him.
Maybe next year he'll have that for us. We got the opposite reverse camera this year.
First down. The ball just short of the 10-yard line of the Rams. Draw play, Kane. Line of scrimmage, that's it. He has buried Jim Youngblood. And there with Reggie Doss and Cody Jones. It'll be second down and 10.
I see Bartkowski look to the sideline for the next play. I'm sure he's saying, give me something that works. We haven't figured out anything yet on this defense. And the fact is they haven't.
Interesting comparison. The Rams are the number 1 defense in the NFL against the pass. Atlanta is the number 1 defense through 14 games against the run. Andrews, single setback, second down and 10. Blitz is on. Bartkowski reads it.
Oh, no.
Fine work over the left side by both Leroy Irvin, Rod Perry, chucking their receivers. Bartkowski threw it away.
It made no difference. It was just, again, miscommunication. There was nobody anywhere near where he was throwing the ball, Giff.
Yeah, but don't be bitter, Frank.
Bartkowski looks to the sideline.
He's still looking
something a little better.
There is a fine young man. He was up among the JCs for one of the top 10 people in America, young people. Pat Hayden, quality person who's been through torture here.
Third down, 10. Bartkowski picked off in the end zone. Nolan Cromwell, he'll bring it out.
He may go all the way.
Cromwell down the sidelines. We got a foot race with some linemen, and William Andrews is there. Cromwell stays on his feet somehow. There are no flags, and Cromwell finally taken by Alfred Jackson. But what a great move he made to get by William Andrews.
And what a marvelous demonstration of balance when he bumped into one of his own teammates and yet kept his footing and kept going on. Through all of the months and years since he turned pro on all networks, we have told you repeatedly what a great athlete he is. This, as vivid an evidence as you would ever want. There's the replay, Francis.
And there was no receiver anywhere near the ball. He threw a strike to Nolan Cromwell, and down the field it goes. Watch William Andrews now make an effort. Cromwell makes a great cut, keeps his feet, but watch out for Jackson. Not give up, not quit. Goes and saves the touchdown for Atlanta. Give Jackson a great deal of credit for that.
94-yard return. First down, goal to go. The ball at the 9-yard line. Gooman, left side. Gets a yard. It'll be second down and 8. You know, I think most safeties would have stayed in the end zone, have been content to be there.
Yep.
In all of the distress of the Rams this year, there's a good sign, somebody came up with the idea of returning Nolan to his position with the Rams that he played at college, quarterback.
Maybe he could be another 60-minute man. The first one since Bednarik did with the Eagles in 1960.
Why would you mention that name in front of Gifford?
He's my friend. Second down, goal to go. It's the 7-yard line. The tight end, Arnold. Arnold just bowling his way inside the 5, close to the 3-yard line. In the arms of Bobby Butler. It'll be third down, goal to go.
In all truthfulness, Howard, Atlanta was in position with that last turnover they got to put the Rams away for the night.
Of course they were, but they didn't do it.
They really didn't do
playing all year.
And they're going to be in for a fight the rest of the night now.
Interesting that Johnny Johnson was convoying Nolan Cromwell on that 94-yard return. Johnny Johnson holds the Ram record for returns. He set it a year ago of 99 yards. Timeout called. 2 remain for Los Angeles. With a 10-7 lead, but Los Angeles threatening with 2:38 remaining here in the first half. Keep in mind the importance of this game for Atlanta. They realistically need a victory tonight for any wild card hopes of the playoffs. It's third down, goal to go. The ball at the 3-yard line. Gooman got it. Barreling into the end zone, and the Rams have retaken the lead. Big Mike Gooman, 215-pounder, bowling into the end zone. Key play, of course, the 12th interception of the season off Bartkowski, and a 94-yard return by Nolan Cromwell to give a Rams first down, goal to go.
All right, as you watch this is Pastorini going to get the ball to Gooman, going over the right side. The Falcons blitzed everybody down the middle. Gooman goes outside, really not many people out there. He barely gets in, but gets in he does. There's the foot inside.
Corral with Cromwell holding, still breathing deeply, following his sprint up the sideline. And the Rams had the lead. And we'll be returning to Anaheim right after this message from the National Football League. Rams back out in front, 14-10. A Ram victory, by the way, we'll remind you, over Atlanta tonight. And the Philadelphia Eagles watching tonight with their coach Dick Vermeil would be assured of a wild card spot from the NFC. Dribbling through about 3 different Falcons into the end zone it goes. Covered there by Reggie Smith. Nobody controlled it. So therefore, it will be a touchback.
Well, you know, the Rams have had every reason to give up tonight. They've had breaks go against them, 3 turnovers, 2 of them deep in their own territory, but give up they have not. On the other side, if I were Lehman Bennett, I'd be very concerned that my offense hasn't figured the Ram defense out. They really haven't established anything from the passing game, and that should worry him a lot.
I think the graphic tells a lot about the Rams against the Falcons in terms of contemporary professional football history. Total domination.
Andrews, right side, and Andrews, what a weapon he is. Out over the 25 to the 26, 6 yards. It'll be 2nd and 4. Heading now to the 2-minute warning. And we will not have another play before we get the 2-minute warning to both benches.
Oh, it's a dogfight for a wild card berth in the playoffs in the NFC, and the Giants are in the thick of it with great defense, which they showed again yesterday against the previously spurting Cardinals. First quarter action, 3-0 Cardinals lead. Back to pass, Neil Lomax hit by the extraordinary rookie Lawrence Taylor, 56. Fumble picked up by George Martin, in for the score, 7-3 Giants. In the third quarter, it becomes 10-3 Giants. Giants ball, 3rd down on the St. Louis 1-yard line. And number 26, the acquisition from Houston, Rob Carpenter, in for the touchdown. He gained over 100 yards on the day. The stalwart defense led the Giants to a 20-10 victory. Their playoff hopes alive.
You know, in looking at that highlight, and I might be accused of being a bit of a partisan from my past relationship with the Giants, I don't think I've ever seen a linebacker come into this game and play like Lawrence Taylor's played for the Giants this year.
I remember only one, and his name was Butkus, first name Dick.
The way they use him, you touched on it earlier, he is just as effective against the pass. He is great rushing the passer and an absolutely devastating tackler. You saw the numbers. William Andrews, now the all-time leading rusher, passing Dave Hampton for Atlanta, that is, and he has accomplished that in less than 3 years. Well, Andrews again, and he gets the first down out to the 35-yard line.
Well, here you are inside of 2 minutes. They need to get something going. Looks like they say, William, we can't do it ourselves. We're going to let you try to win this game for us.
By the way, in line with what you said about Lawrence Taylor, Frank, well, let's go with the action. We can pick up on that.
On 1st down at 10, Atlanta still has their 3 timeouts. Plenty of time on the clock. This time Andrews doesn't hold on.
Dan Radakovich, who used to coach the linebackers at Penn State, then became an assistant coach with the great Steelers of the 70s. Now offensive line coach with the Rams, was talking about Lawrence Taylor today. He echoed what you said. He said he came to this league a super player, and that's exactly what he's proven. He, more than any other person, has turned the Giants around, together with the fine job being done by the Giants coaching staff. They've got defense.
And we have a 2nd down and 10. Andrews. It's a good block from Kane out front, but Jim Youngblood steps in behind to make the stop after a gain of a couple. It'll be 3rd down and 8. And we have a timeout now called by Atlanta. They have 2 remaining.
Not everyone has the suntan here.
I told you it's been foggy.
Beautiful day today, though. All right, the Green Bay Packers in the midst of that playoff dogfight. A resurgent team, and Lynn Dickey having a remarkable day. Look at those stats yesterday against New Orleans. This was 2nd quarter action. And whom are you going to throw to? Well, this time, James Lofton, the great one from Stanford. Touchdown. That made it 21-0 Green Bay. It was Lynn's 3rd touchdown pass of the day. Then in the 3rd quarter, they've got a tight end you don't often read about, Paul Kaufman. There he is, and he is having some year. 28-0 Green Bay. In the 4th quarter, there was somebody else to throw to. And watch this one. You're not going to believe the reception. No, that's the wrong play, but that was an easy one. John, he had made earlier a remarkable catch. And Green Bay crushed New Orleans. They play the Jets this Sunday.
You wouldn't have had to explain it. You could have said you're not going to believe how open he is.
Well, that's got to be a quarterback's delight. How about Lofton on one side, Jefferson on the other?
And Kaufman, who's come into
in the middle.
But you wouldn't believe the catch Jefferson made between 2 defenders.
3rd down, Big 8. Atlanta trailing 14-10. And Bartkowski goes down. He is sacked, hit hard by Big Jack Youngblood. His 2nd sack of the night. Lost all the way back to the 28-yard line.
I love to watch Youngblood.
Oh, ain't he great?
Not just on the football field. I love him in the hotel lobby. I love him when he walks past in his cowboy hat, gets into his pickup truck, off he goes in his own world.
I'll tell you, that's all pro when you got hotel lobby presence.
More than that, when you take the pickup truck and off you go.
Some people were just born to play football. Dick Butkus was one, and that is another. I mean, he was born. He's been in football forever.
Rams have called timeout. They want to get the ball back. They'll have 1 timeout remaining. They should have relatively good field position.
Don't forget, San Diego still in the playoff chase, but in trouble. And they must face a nemesis team. Although they crushed them earlier this year, 55-21, forget about that. The Oakland Raiders are the kings of Monday Night Football. Even in a losing year this year, they have been unbeaten in 2 earlier efforts, including the upset over Pittsburgh a week ago. The Oakland Raiders, 18-1-1 on Monday Night Football, so be with us.
Good thing they didn't play Chicago on Monday night.
Boy, wasn't that something? The Bears have come alive all of a sudden here at the end of the year, which they normally do.
They always do at the end of the year. James to punt. Leroy Irvin, a dangerous return man, the best in the league, is settled in for the Rams at his 30-yard line. One of the reasons the Rams wanted to stop the clock with 1:18 remaining in the first half. You never know when Irvin is going all the way, and a flag is down. Could have been a Atlanta illegal receiver downfield as Irvin negotiates his way to the 49-yard line of Los Angeles, or rather Atlanta.
As we wait for the penalty, you might remember when these 2 teams met earlier in the year, Leroy Irvin ran 2 punts back for better than 80 yards, and that was the difference in the game.
Set an NFL record for yardage in that game.
Minute 7 left in the half. The Rams in the lead despite innumerable opportunities presented through Ram turnovers to the Falcons.
Holding, and it
probably after the punt
works against Los Angeles. Los Angeles will have 1 timeout as we take a look at what our officials occupy themselves with other than on Mondays, Sundays, and Saturdays.
The Atlanta offense, Howard, has been a complete exercise in futility. Would you agree?
Yes.
Holding, defense, after the kick, post possession, 1st down.
Good field position, Los Angeles. Their own 45-yard line, 1:07 remaining in the half. They lead 14-10. They have one timeout. Masterini back on first down, trying to get the screen off, which he does to Tyler. Flag is down, as you can see, and Tyler steps out of bounds. Yardage for the first down to the 42, but a flag is down.
Yep, it's going to be a clip either on Saul or Bill Bain. I'm not sure which, but
You're
one
right.
of the two.
Illegal man downfield.
Well, how about illegal man downfield?
Illegal man downfield clipping. Again, the discussion with Atlanta.
The rule there, the lineman cannot go downfield until the ball is thrown. Can go down past 2 yards when the ball is thrown.
Hey, that screen was so late in developing.
Yep.
Those linemen are not watching the quarterback. They take a count of 1, 2, 3, and they go.
Yep, they want to get going. That's a big one.
58 seconds left. What they wanted to do at least was
Ineligible receiver downfield. Number 62. First down.
That's the call. What they wanted to do at least was get to field goal position. They still have plenty of time to do that.
Answer me this. Why would you run a screen pass against a team that doesn't rush the passer very well? You got any clue on that?
Bill Bain illegally downfield for Los Angeles. First down, 20. The Rams from the 35. Masterini again off balance, trying to get the ball to Drew Hill. Incomplete.
I'll answer that now. If I have Jimmy Brown, and the key play in my offensive category is the screen pass to Jimmy, as it was with Cleveland in the 50s when he joined the club, I'd throw it any time against any kind of team. But here I don't have Jimmy Brown.
Well, Jimmy Brown, anything you do with him is okay. You can hand him the ball up the middle, wide, draw, screen. It makes no difference. He made yards.
52 seconds remaining in the half. Second down, 20.
I would also do it with Leroy Kelly, if you remember.
I do remember.
Interesting formation. That's Waddy in motion. Gooman on the ground.
Mike Gooman.
Out to the 39-yard line.
To the 40-yard line.
Now, that
Rams
was
apparently on a 14-10 lead, are not going to put it up in the air.
Now, remember that one of the reasons that Malavasi said that Mike Gooman is starting over Cullen Bryant is he has the threat of throwing the option pass, right?
Theoretically, yes.
Theoretically. Now, he's only thrown 2 of them.
I'm surprised that Atlanta hasn't used one of their 2 timeouts and stopped the clock.
Are they letting it run down? They are letting it run down.
Of course they are.
I mean, when you're 5 and 9, I mean, fellas, really, I mean, you know, spare me this. I don't believe it. They're going to do it.
It's the Rams who are 5 and 9.
That's what I'm saying. The Rams will let it run down.
3rd and 15. The fans do not like it. Final seconds expiring here in the first half, and now the clock has been stopped, and Atlanta does call timeout because they would have liked to have to get their punt return.
I don't believe this.
My question was Atlanta. They
Of course, that was my question.
got the ball back in good field position.
Well, my question is L.A.
I'm willing to question both teams at this point.
So Atlanta now has 1 timeout remaining. They will have just time for the punt return. 5 seconds remaining in the half.
The AFC playoff picture. Well, already in: Cincinnati, Miami, Buffalo. Denver not yet in. Conceivably, San Diego could win. Denver could lose. San Diego could win the division. The Jets, with only 5 losses, control their own destiny, even as Denver does. The Jets with a victory over Green Bay, but that's going to take some doing. Could be as short of a playoff berth. And now a variety show.
Why not? I bet she wouldn't run on 3rd and 20.
I'd rather see the dancing bear. Frank Corral to punt. There's Scott Warner. He's not deep at all. Atlanta is not thinking that the Rams are even going to punt the ball. Corral kicks it away. And time will expire here in the first half. The bizarre set of circumstances winding up the final seconds here in the first half. In any event, the Rams lead it 14-10 in a game for Atlanta that is ever so important. We'll be back with our halftime activities after this message and then a word from our local stations. Happy to be here in all the fog of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
The central position
As you can see, only one man has the tan.
The rest of us work, Howard. You're out there laying in the sun.
Number 3 pancake, as I see it.
If it's true, it's a scoop again. Look at those statistics, by the way. That's the ineptitude of the Atlanta passing attack. That's what stares you. Total yards, domination, Los Angeles. Turnovers, Los Angeles presenting Atlanta with innumerable opportunities through the 3 turnovers. Time of possession almost equal and immaterial. But Atlanta didn't capitalize.
Pastorini under a lot of pressure in the first half, reminding you once again the importance of this game for Atlanta. They stay alive whether they win or lose tonight, but they have a good shot. If they can win tonight, they go back and play Cincinnati again next Sunday. And of course, it'll depend upon the results of other games, other key games still in the playoff hunt at the moment. Philadelphia, and should Atlanta lose tonight, Philadelphia will have clinched a wild card in the NFC. The Giants, of course, still alive. Green Bay, Washington, and Minnesota would be eliminated tonight should Atlanta win. And the youngster, Jeff Kemp, the son of the congressman from New York, a former great quarterback himself. We saw him in preseason, Howard. Not a bad performance in San Diego.
Had a long talk with him today. Quality kid. Well, look at that. Welcome, Frank Gifford.
I wonder if they remember the grip and the secret words.
You were at your peak then. Now, Jeff Kemp's a terrific kid. He's built like a bull. He's going to make it in this league, or at least so Dan Radakovich said today.
Talking about a bull, there's Jack Youngblood.
It was fun watching young Jeff Kemp up at Dartmouth when he was completing all those record-setting passes to David Shula, the son of Don Shula. Frank Corral set to kick off for Los Angeles. Reggie Smith at 5'4", 168 pounds, deep for Atlanta. He had one fine return in the first half. This time a low kick by Corral. Taken by Blaine Geisen. He's got a hold. Geisen down the sideline, out close to the 39-yard line. Atlanta trailing 14-10.
And this offense for Atlanta has been as good an offense as Atlanta's ever had for their history of their franchise. They've got as good a people offensive as I think there is in football. They've had good field position tonight, and yet they have done nothing with it. It'll be interesting to see if they can change it and turn it around in the third quarter.
Atlanta, like Los Angeles, a lot of troubles during the season with their offensive line. Sometimes that you don't see so well until you look at films. They've had many changes, as have the Rams. On first down and 10, Lynn Kane, right side, out over the 40-yard line. Kane for about a yard. It'll be second down and 9.
Giff, you're right. They did have some changes and some injuries, especially to Bryant at right tackle early on. But for the last 3 or 4 weeks, they've had their top 5 offensive linemen in there. They've been well. They've been playing together, and they played very well together.
Edged a week ago by Tampa Bay. What a difference that would have made.
Ooh, that it would have.
Ball resting right at the 40-yard line. Wide receivers remain. Francis, 89. Jenkins, 84. And the flags fly.
And I think it's going to be Atlanta.
Start, 66, offense.
Over the right side, Warren Bryant with the false start.
This
he
game
was one of the injured Falcons that we talked about.
This game requires great concentration, great mental discipline to play it well. We've talked about Atlanta's lack of enthusiasm. Watch the right side here.
Hey, he was lined up short of the line of scrimmage.
He was, and he missed the count, and we've been seeing that happen all night. That's indicative of the concentration level they have, which up to now has not been there at all.
Second down, 14. Rams like to blitz in the second long, but they, however, bring their 4-man front. Bartkowski, incomplete. Going out there to Alfred Jackson. They call him Big Play Jackson. Perhaps because he has only caught 32 passes on the year, but 6 of them have been turned into touchdowns. It'll be third down now and 14.
It's a big play, really is, even at this stage, because they've got to begin to get some offensive movement.
It's a big play for their sight, for their own confidence, and they are playing without any right now. The Rams are playing very good defense.
Jenkins to the left. Bartkowski, the man Jackson is there, and no, they're saying he came down out of bounds And there really was not too much commotion right in front of the Falcon bench, so one would have to judge that it was a fine call.
I'm going to tell you an interesting thing. I want you to watch this. Again, he's got his man open. He throws a good ball. Might have been a little late. Jackson is not going to catch it. But if we watch it, watch what happens to Jackson. He catches it, but he's out of bounds. There's one foot. And the other one comes in out of bounds. But watch this. Not a single Falcon caught their teammate, and he went right into the bench.
James punts away. Irvin takes it at the 33, struggles up to the 35. First down, Los Angeles on a 32-yard effort by John James. Paul Davis was hustling down there for Atlanta.
All right, watch this. Watch all the Falcons. They should catch their teammate and not let him run into the hardwood bench. But watch this. The guy's patting him on the back. And he goes in and almost breaks his leg.
Pat Howell assisting Jackson at the sidelines. Timeout. The Rams have a first down at their own 34-yard line. California, almost an eerie night as the fog has moved in. Temperature around 65, 66 degrees. First down and 10 for the Rams. The ball at the 34-yard line. They have a 14-10 lead. Here comes Mike Gooman. Gooman cutting back. Spots a little opening and works his way out to the 44-yard line, just short of a first down. And Atlanta is working themselves into trouble.
They really are. The failure to move the ball on that series, which opened the half, and then the unexpectedly and unusually short kick by James, giving the Rams field position, and they can sense a position where they can take control of this contest. And Philadelphia has to be enjoying this.
Yes, they have.
And Atlanta lost. Philadelphia would be a wild card entry into the playoffs from the NFC. Here's Gooman.
Mike Gooman.
This time Gooman is hit, but not until he crosses the 45 and picks up a first down. Atlanta, by the way, the number 1 team in the NFL against the rush. They're not showing that tonight.
No, they really aren't. I cannot tell you any one part of the game Atlanta's done well. They really haven't kicked the ball well. They really run kickoffs back fairly well. But the amazing thing is that they're still in the game at 10-7. They don't deserve to be. Or 14-10, excuse me. I went to sleep too.
With Atlanta.
First and 10, Pastorini will put it up.
Big play.
This time, picked off by Richardson.
Some play.
Richardson, his first interception of the year. An odd statistic only because he led the team last year with 7, and he gets a big one for Atlanta right now.
That's the 4th turnover by Los Angeles. How many opportunities can Atlanta get without capitalizing?
Well, watch this. Al Richardson out of Georgia Tech. Wasn't drafted high because he had bad knees. People didn't think he could play. But watch here. He goes up, extends himself, knocks it down with his left hand, makes the interception, gets up and runs. Some play by Richardson.
I'll tell you, that was spectacular. Richardson, of course, has carried the load at linebacker for Atlanta this year with the loss of Joel Williams. Key interception, and Atlanta has the ball at their own 38-yard line. Richardson, Fran was talking about him, 8th-round draft pick. Superb as an interceptor last year, leading the team this year in sacks. But that was his first interception of the year, and a big one it was on first and 10. Andrews just pulling ahead, and what a weapon, as I said before, Andrews is.
Yeah, and he goes all the time. Now, you know, football is not unlike other sports. When you get a hot shooter in basketball, you look at William Andrews, you give him the ball, let him shoot. The one guy that's kind of hot for Atlanta catching the ball, always calling 2 balls, is Junior Miller. I'd feed him the ball, let him make his plays. He's doing well tonight.
Andrews got 6. It'll be second down and 4. Atlanta at their 45-yard line. Andrews again, right side, following the block of Thielman and Van Note. Close to a first down, again, dependent upon where they mark it. And I think we'll have a look. It does appear to be just short of the first down, but in any event, we'll have a measurement.
You know, as you wait for the measurement, interesting, Howard, around the league, how the league has become a one-back offense. Everybody's got one back that runs or catches the ball 70% of the time. Atlanta used to be a 2-back offense, but now it's gone to a 1-back offense. Not saying it's wrong, but it's just fact.
If they're down that much, Lehman Bennett, now in his 5th year, looks it over. Both Lehman Bennett and Ray Malavasi of the Rams, coached under Chuck Knox right here in Los Angeles.
One-back offense, Earl Campbell. By the way, Bud Adams vigorously denies what I suggested on a Thursday night game, that Earl Campbell will be traded.
Well, who should I believe? Bud
Andrews
Adams
gets the first down close to the 45-yard line of Los Angeles.
Well,
Atlanta's offensive line now working over the Rams' defensive front.
to answer your question, I stated what I believe to be responsible sources when I suggested the potential of a Campbell trade. The owner controls the situation, but is certainly entitled to have his voice registered.
First down and 10. Bartkowski puts it up. Very deep. And there is a battle in the corner. Incomplete as the foot race was between Wallace Francis and Leroy Irvin.
Well, he's tried Perry twice. He's now tried Irvin, and I think we ought to get the idea that you're not going to throw deep on this team tonight. They've really got great coverage deep, and you got to throw underneath. Cannot get better position than Irvin's got there, and he's almost intercepted.
We had Irvin in his rookie appearance as a defensive back. Uncertain, tenuous, tentative, but he has grown enormously this year, and you saw there as good an evidence of coverage as you would want.
Irvin replacing an injured Pat Thomas, a Pro Bowler from a year ago for the Rams. Fine defense against Francis. Second down and 10. Right in the corner is William Andrews, stepping out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Gain of a couple. Rod Perry up there defensively, the little cornerback for the Los Angeles Rams. Give Andrews 3. It'll be second down and 7. Or rather, third down and 7.
Well, it's interesting down here, the 3rd and 7, and the Falcons really haven't figured out the nickel defense, which means 5 defensive backs. They've really not got anybody open in this situation prior to now.
Jackson and Francis split to the right. We'll look at it from the end zone. Bartkowski, out of time, throws into a packed house over there. And now it's indicated incomplete. The receiver was Alfred Jackson, complaining vigorously. That will bring up 4th down.
Well, Bart threw the ball super. Jackson made a great effort, but it just wasn't much room in there. His reverse angle, watch the throw. It's a great throw, but it's too many defenders around to get a completion. Watch here. Right in between two guys. Great throw. Great effort by Jackson. I thought he had both feet down, but
never had control.
He didn't have the ball.
Well, he had the ball, but he might have been bobbling the ball.
Of course.
John James to punt. Leroy Irvin's is back. Johnny Johnson drops back with him. James, they are thinking, will go for the sidelines, which he does. And again, off the side of his foot, and James better work on the other side of the field. That's twice now. He's had a very short kick. As they stretch it out, line it up. The Rams will have the football, and they will have it at their 23-yard line. Season's greetings to you. We've had a fine year, ratings up, we've had exciting games. We hope you've enjoyed. Atlanta and the Rams tonight, and of course next Monday night we close with Oakland, San Diego, and that could be a dilly. First down and 10, 23-yard line, Rams possession. They're getting the breaks. They're being able to do nothing with it, however. First and 10, Tyler tries the right side, maybe a yard. It'll be second down and 9 as Bobby Butler, the rookie from Florida State, up there defensively.
Certainly Atlanta has had more than its share of the breaks. 4 turnovers in their favor, and they could do nothing with it. It has not been a brilliantly played game. Atlanta can still win this game. They must win it. They would still remain theoretically, mathematically alive, but not realistically if they lose it.
Second down and 9. 24-yard line of the Rams. Mike Gooman. And Gooman barrels his way out to the 35-yard line. He'll have a first down for Los Angeles. Lane Geisen up there defensively. Gooman gives the Rams a lot of versatility in that backfield of the Rams. Well, I wondered, as did Howard and Fran, why Cullen Bryan has not been playing. But Gooman has started the last 3. They asked some questions around. We were told because he's a pretty good passer. He has thrown 1 for 1 completion. But seriously, a very versatile back from Penn State.
Oh, he's a very good back.
And he just gets the first down for Los Angeles. Gooman again. Well, you know, flag is down as Gooman is taken out of bounds at the line of scrimmage.
Jeff, I find the play calling very interesting. Now, Pastorini's calling his own plays. Here he's got a team down on the bad pass defense, and he's running the ball 90% of the time on first down, and even on second down, 2nd and 8 he's running it.
He just picked up the holding call, as you saw indicated by referee Chuck Eberling.
Percentages in this business, and you played quarterback how many years?
18.
Too many. I agree with Bubba Smith.
Probably 10.
Who just said hello. But anyway, percentages dictate you keep running the ball. You keep running plays.
Holding. Offense, number 26. First down.
There's the call. Sooner or later, there's the inevitable mistake, penalty or fumble. On a percentage basis,
you play
not always.
You play a team that's number 1 in the league against the run and 25th against the pass. You don't run the ball 90% of the time on first down when that's the case.
Lead blocker Tyler holding. First down 20. Rams have the ball just over their 25-yard line. Here's Tyler. And Tyler taken on a really fine tackle by Al Richardson.
And don't count that a pass, Howard, because that's like a run. That's just a little lateral out.
I agree.
Pickup of 1. It'll be 2nd down and 19. Al Richardson, 8th round draft pick of a year ago, as Fran mentioned, because of a bad knee at the collegiate level.
Atlanta has played badly, Giff, but L.A. is keeping them in the game.
Drew Hill now wide receiver for the Rams, number 87, split top of your screen. Wendell Tyler. And Tyler smothered at the 25-yard line, a gain of 4. Jim Laughlin there first defensively for Atlanta.
That's unbelievable.
And it will be 3rd down and 20.
He chose the man in the flat, and he had Drew Hill coming open 15 yards down the field in the curl-in pattern, exactly how the thing is designed. He had no pressure, and yet he refused to throw to the man down the field.
Nearly midway through the 3rd quarter. No score here in the 2nd half. Rams leading 14-10. 3rd down 20. Atlanta not showing blitz. They'll have a 3-man front. Pastorini should have time.
Yep.
Must be somebody. Tyler. Gain of 5. Nothing open deep as Atlanta had 8 men dropping. It'll be 4th down.
And Pastorini
is hurt. And that could produce the rookie, Jeff Kemp. Dan Pastorini certainly has known the ups and downs. Broken leg a year ago in his first year at Oakland after a 1-for-1 swap with Kenny Stabler. Replaced by Jim Plunkett, who took the Raiders to a Super Bowl title. Released this offseason. Did not sign with the Rams until the 4th game of the season. He's heard the cheers, he's heard the boos, and I guess that is the lot of a quarterback. 4th down, we'll look again.
Let's watch the hit on Pastorini. Scrambling out of the pocket, and there he gets a shot right in the ribs, and that hurts.
There's Corral. Scott Warner is dropped for Atlanta. Has not shown the very gifted return ability that he did when he was performing for Georgia a year ago, when he averaged almost 16 yards a return for them.
Different league.
Bad snap.
Corral hangs it high, does not turn over, off the side of his foot, and Atlanta will have good field position.
Again, I mean, it seems like we've said that the entire night.
Atlanta will have the football at their own 39-yard line. And another fine opportunity for the Falcons. 6:55 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Dan Pastorini appears to be all right. There is the rookie, Jeff Kemp. Meanwhile, Atlanta has a 1st down and 10. The ball at their own 39-yard line. They trail 14-10. Bartkowski looks for the big tight end, Junior Miller. Good defensive play. Johnny Johnson the number 1 draft pick who has never known what it's like not to be a starter in pro football, now in his second year.
He was another part of the mess in Los Angeles. The affair, Johnny Johnson, teammates, 3 of them not even reporting in because of the bonus money he was paid when he was signed by the Rams.
Let's pause 5 seconds and allow our stations to identify themselves.
KCRG TV 9, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Second down and 10. The Atlanta Falcons with the football. Ball just inside their 40-yard line. Bartkowski. Jenkins has the first down. He's in Ram territory at the 46-yard line.
Well, that's the cleanest pass play Atlanta's had since early in the first quarter. And good rhythm, good timing. Went to his big guy, Jenkins. Let's watch. It's a slant play. He's throwing underneath the coverage here. Good aggressive blocking by the line. Jenkins will come across the middle. Beats Perry. Good looking play. First one in a long time for Atlanta.
What they should have been throwing all night.
Jenkins split to the right, and it's Wallace Francis to the left. And that statistic will tell you a lot. Huge opening for William Andrews. Andrews just bowling his way up close to another first down. Thielman, Van Note, and Scott are doing a number in the middle of the Ram line.
You're right about that, Giff. A lot of holes tonight have been right up that middle for William, and he's taken them, but those 3 guys in the middle have been doing some kind of job.
Understand that Pastorini had the wind knocked out of him. We should see him back again.
I continue to marvel at those backs from Auburn. Andrew, did you see the game Cribbs played for Buffalo against New England?
Yep, and James Brooks has had a great year as a rookie for San Diego.
Second down, less than 1. Andrews, this time Andrews hit, but I still think he has surged forward for the first down.
Reggie Doss put some kind of hit on him, though.
Now one gets the sense of an Atlanta drive such as we haven't gotten throughout the game. A trouble Lehman Bennett.
He wants an Atlanta drive, I can assure you.
Interesting. Andrews at 200 pounds hit a Reggie Doss at 270 and still was able to pick up the yard for the first down, which he does.
All right, last time he threw on first down. Let's see if he goes back to that again. It was successful the last time. He does.
Jenkins is wide open. Down to the 12-yard line. Alfred Jenkins. Nolan Cromwell made the stop. First down, however, Atlanta.
It looks like they finally broken the code. Here it is. It's a safety zone to the upside of your screen. Perry's much too far off. Bad position by Andrews. Result, Jenkins gets inside, gets the completion. I cannot believe how much room Perry gave him. That's unusual for Perry.
And a 4-man rush. Bartkowski with plenty of time. Good camera work. 12-yard line of the Rams. Falcons trailing 14-10. 4:19 in the third quarter remaining. William Andrews to the 10-yard line. That's about it. It'll be second down and 8. There's Malavasi. Been coaching all of his life. Started at the collegiate level. Moved around, went up to Canada.
What is Euchre doing here?
Well, the Falcons have put themselves in a position on 2nd and 7 or 8 to have to throw the ball again, and it gets tight down in there, and the Rams are the number 1 team against the pass in the league.
Similar situation. In the second quarter, the Rams came with a full blitz. This time they do not. Going for the corner, intended for Wallace Francis. Defensively, Rod Perry was there. Greg Meisner was in there pressuring quarterback Steve Bartkowski. Meisner, a rookie third-round draft pick out of Pittsburgh. So this time, Bartkowski will have to put it in the air. Yep, third down and 8.
Good Lord, Pitt is turning out solid people for the pros, aren't they?
You know, the Rams had a good draft. Their first 4 picks of last year all made the team, and they all good prospects.
And the pressure on Bartkowski. He has to dump it off to Andrews. Andrews struggling, getting down to the 7-yard line. Short of the first down, it'll be 4th down. And out will come Luckhurst.
So they've got a chip shot for the tie, but they didn't do what they had to do. Well,
1
won't
point
be a
shy.
tie.
1 point
shy, yes.
Well, they did some pretty good things there in that drive. Best they've done the entire night. But when they got down a chance to score, they couldn't come up with a big play. They didn't shake anybody loose. The last play had no chance at all. Bart would have been better off, buying some time and trying to find somebody in the end zone.
25-yard attempt. James the punter is the holder. Luckhurst has it up. Collects his second field goal of the night. Earlier he hit from 45 yards, and Atlanta now trails by 1 point. And again, Atlanta, another missed opportunity against a very tough Ram defense. We'll be back in Anaheim, California in a moment. Prior to the field goal, 3rd down and 8. Bartkowski looking for Wallace Francis.
There's Meisner coming in, delivering a blow pretty solid. I think where he got hurt was when Meisner fell on him. And that makes ribs sore also. But you might have noticed Bart's eyes then, Giff. He was looking at one receiver. The criticism on him is he doesn't read the defense but looks at just one receiver. That time, that's what he did.
Luckhurst boots away Drew Hill from the goal line. And Drew Hill out to the 23-yard line. Big news in college football today, Howard.
Really was, Frank. Chuck Ninus, director of the College Football Association, issued a statement that because of an insufficient number of schools participating in the College Football Association, there would be no television contract with the National Broadcasting Company, which means, of course, that NCAA college football will be carried on CBS and ABC.
Rams on 1st and 10. Mike Gooman, left side, and Gooman collides with Falcons at the line of scrimmage and moves up to the 25-yard line. Jeff Merrill was there first for Atlanta.
Now, I must say, Giff and Howard, that we're seeing a little more aggressiveness in the Atlanta defense. They're well known for getting a lot of people around the ball, playing the run tough. We're starting to see some of that the last 2 times LA's had the ball.
It's all well and good, but your earlier comments are more pertinent. They can't keep running the football on 1st and 2nd down, the Rams.
2nd down and 7. Ball inside the 27-yard line of Los Angeles.
They are.
Tyler. And a flag is down as Tyler squeezes out a yard or 2.
Probably holding against the Rams in the area.
If it is.
Well, dumps the other way.
Atlanta.
That's twice against Atlanta in that situation on a run.
Defensive holding.
You don't see that called very often against a defensive lineman on a running play, but it was before, it probably is again.
Automatic 1st down, big break for the Rams.
Holding, defense, number 65. 5 yards, 1st down.
Nose tackle, Don Smith. Maybe you'll see it. He'll probably tackle a pulling guard.
Right in the middle. Let's watch it. There he is. All right, he's got Saul there. He tackled Saul. Good tackle, Don. He got the wrong guy, though. And they called it. It was a good call by the referee.
Rams at their own 33. 1st down and 10.
He's running
Wendell Tyler. And Tyler, pick up of 8 out over the 40 to the 42-yard line.
That time they made it work. They got good 1st down yardage.
But it makes no difference, Howard. It's just not sound offensive theory to run the ball as much as they run the ball on 1st down. And I've been told that Pastorini calls his own plays.
Well, it could be the game plan concept, and I question that because you're talking about, as I've mentioned several times now, the Falcons lead the entire league against the run.
And what against the pass? 25th.
25th is right. 14th and last in their conference. Gooman has the 1st down to the 45-yard line.
45-yard line.
Time is expiring here in the 3rd quarter. Rams on top, 14 to 13. Dante Pastorini, now in his 11th year.
Was a man without a home for half the football season. Oakland cut him. Nobody picked him up on the leg. The Rams got their quarterbacks in trouble. Went and got him, and he's played for him and had a very difficult time of it.
Rams, of course, as we mentioned earlier, a pair of quarterbacks, Pat Hayden with a knee, Jeff Rutledge with a dislocated thumb a few weeks ago. Both of them on the injured reserve list. 1st down and 10.
Reverse. Triple reverse. I don't believe it.
Drew Hill winds up with it. And gets the first down. Atlanta territory at the 41-yard line. Pastorini to Gooman to Tyler to Drew Hill. That was the sequence.
I haven't seen that in years. That is unbelievable. Hey, this is what you expect out of him. Watch Pastorini. There's once.
The reason you don't see it usually, you'll get somebody in the middle of it.
There he goes. Unbelievable. There's big Kent Hill leading the way.
I love
Drew
it.
Hill behind it. Kent Hill, if he'd have had the ball, he might have scored because he didn't block anybody.
Eastern Parkway, Howard.
Oh, I love it. Bring back Dr. John Bain Sutherland. The single wing will run those deep reverses.
Well, they're going to continue running.
Tyler on first down. Tyler covering up the football and getting to the 36-yard line. Gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5.
I don't think they get another play in this quarter.
And Atlanta getting deeper into trouble.
All right, listen up. On the count of 3.
Realistically, they must win tonight, or they too will be home for Christmas, as will the Rams. There it is. You're watching another exclusive of ABC Sports. End of the third quarter. 14-13, the Rams over Atlanta. We'll be back after this from our local stations. We begin the fourth quarter. Frank Gifford, Howard Cosell, Fran Tarkenton. The Los Angeles Rams on the move. Once again, 2nd down and 5. The ball inside the 36-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. And the Rams on top, 14-13. Play action by Pastorini. Hanging it up for Denard. And a save by number 37, Kenny Johnson, another part of that great draft of a year ago.
I'll tell you, that was a save.
It was a great play, and once again, there was no free safety in the middle of the field. When somebody can run a post pattern on your cornerback with no help in the middle from a free safety, you've got everything going for you. Pastorini really did not throw the ball well. If he'd have thrown it sooner and led him to the inside, he would have had a touchdown. Kenny Johnson still made a good recovery of on the ball.
And now, Pastorini faced with the 3rd down and 5.
Tough to play cornerback with no help in the middle.
Atlanta showing a 3-down line. They should bring someone. Gooman on 3rd and 5. Taken out of bounds. It'll be 4th down and about 3.
Interesting call, wasn't it, Fran?
Well, the entire offense of the Rams' second half has been interesting to me, except for the double reverse call, which was a nice play. They've just gone out and tried to run the ball. I don't understand it.
Not sure Ray Malavasi understands that one.
And now they'll probably go for it here. Why not?
Timeout call by the Rams. They want to discuss a 4th down and almost 3 yards to go.
Oh, boy.
And when you're 5 and 9,
5 and 9,
home for Christmas, well, why even consider it? But I'm sure the Rams will be going when we come back. The decision has been made. The Rams will go on 4th down, a little more than 2 yards for the first down.
It's the only
2 tight ends are in. Louis Gilbert, Walt Arnold.
It's a good decision. Corral's done him a 50-yard leg now, and they need to go.
Will you run or pass? Atlanta, the number 1 team in the league against the rush.
I would throw it, but I think they'll probably run it.
Tyler in motion. Play action. Pastorini. Wide open is Louis Gilbert, and Gilbert has the first down to the 10-yard line. His first reception of the season, Louis Gilbert.
He got a penalty.
Flag is down against the Rams.
That's it. Now, this is an interesting call. It wasn't a holding call. It was some kind of a pick call, pushing call on the offense. Let's see who it's on.
Being marked off against Los Angeles. And a big one it is.
The turn of the game.
Pass interference, offense, number 89, 4th down.
I tell you, Louis Gilbert was trying to get off the line of scrimmage. He was being hammered by 2 Atlanta defensive men. He's complaining that he was just within his rights, but in any event, it brings out the punting unit.
That changes the strategy, and that's the turn of the screw.
But the good thing, L.A. at least did what they should have been doing. On 4th and 2, they threw the ball. They were successful doing it, although they got caught pushing.
Corral looking for the sidelines. And again, not a very good kick by Corral. They're going to mark it up close to the 15-yard line. So Atlanta will have offensive possession once again, and they trail by 1 point. Reminder again, ABC's Wide World of Sports coming up this Saturday. The WBC World Light Heavyweight Championship. Matthew Saad Muhammad against Dwight Braxton. That'll be from Atlantic City in New Jersey, 5 o'clock Eastern and Pacific, 4 o'clock Central Time, and live except here on the West Coast. Ball has been marked at the 14-yard line. We're in the fourth quarter, in case you joined us. Atlanta almost has to have a win tonight. They would be mathematically alive with the loss, but only mathematically. The Rams are out of it as far as the playoffs are concerned. And on 1st and 10, Lynn Kane gets the call. Left side. Taken out there by George Andrews. Goes out over the 15 for a gain of a couple. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Still alive, of course, Philadelphia, the Giants, Green Bay, Washington, Minnesota. Should Atlanta win tonight, Washington and Minnesota would be eliminated. And should the Rams defeat Atlanta, Philadelphia will have qualified as a wild card in the NFC. Dallas, of course, having clinched the NFC Eastern Division. Andrews just pulling over Ram tacklers, running right over Johnny Johnson and getting the first down out near the 30-yard line.
And right back up the middle again, Howard, right behind Van Note, Scott Thielman.
Excellent offensive line blocking. We'll get a good view from the end zone right here. And, of course, Andrews remarkable.
Oh, it's just unbelievable by Andrews. He just went to the right, saw the flow going with him, cut back against the grain, pulled his way for the first down.
One can hardly be impressed with Eckern tonight. He's missed any number of tackles.
Andrews, 100 yards on the night.
Go again.
Andrews, 107 yards on the night. It'll be 2nd down and 3.
Do not mistake it when we said that this offense of the Falcons up to now has been futile. William Andrews has not been. He has been magnificent again, as he has been all season and all last year.
Already tonight, he's become the Atlanta Falcons' all-time rusher, passing Dave Hampton. He's done it in less than 3 years. Tied for Atlanta's all-time leading receiver for a season with Wallace Francis. Here's Lynn Kane. 2nd down and 3. He is nailed at the line of scrimmage by George Andrews.
They keep going up the middle with Andrews, and Andrews can bust anybody's tackle. You don't want to pick on a guy. But I think this game is a good example of where the Rams miss Hacksaw Reynolds. You know that?
Well, Hacksaw Reynolds is a great football player. He's a great leader. He's done a wonderful job at San Francisco. He plays the run as tough as anybody can play.
That's what I mean. We're not talking about playing the pass here.
Nope, he can really play the run well.
3rd down, a little less than 2 for the first. Andrews, I believe he'll be short of a first down. I think you're right. Hit and hit hard. I do not believe they'll even have to measure for this one.
Well, I'll tell you, that right side of the Rams defensive line, Cody Jones and Reggie Doss are doing a job.
Out comes the punting unit.
What would you do?
At this point, I'd punt. I'd punt.
11:55 remaining in the game. Atlanta down by 1 point. We see the punter, John James. We see Leroy Irvin, dangerous return man, as Atlanta will attest. And a 37-35 win by the Rams early in the season. Irvin return punts for 207 yards, 2 of them for touchdowns. He leads the league. Out to the 30-yard line, hustling down there, Paul Davis.
Check on the 21, returns it to the 30.
So Atlanta will have first down at 10, the ball at their own 30-yard line. Neiman Bennett, every now and then, glances cautiously up at the clock. We'll be back. Tackle with this one. Vince Ferragamo, of course, he is what they're referring to. Led them to the Super Bowl in '79 last year. Decided he couldn't get along with management. Of course, went up to Montreal. Did not have one of your great seasons, I might add.
That's an understatement.
Out of talk that he might be coming back to the Rams. First down at 10, Los Angeles. They lead by 1.
Watch out.
Masterini puts it up high.
Got him.
And we see no flags.
Well, that could have been interference, I think.
Billy Waddy against Bobby Butler, and I believe that Bobby Butler stepped on Billy Waddy's heel.
I think he tackled him first. If we see a replay on it, I think you'll see him run right by Butler, who's got great speed, and Waddy is just motoring right on by him here. You'll see him pass him. Watch Butler after he gets past him and the ball's up. He makes a little tackle here and then fell on his foot.
And Waddy remains on the turf.
Ball was there, I'll say that.
Pastorini,
was there.
Nobody's ever questioned Pastorini's arm. He's got truly a great arm, and he put the ball on the money. Here he is here. Tell me, Gift, was this interference?
I don't believe so. I think he stepped right on his foot.
Let's watch his hand. Did he hit him first?
Waddy is up now, being assisted off.
11:24 left, and a big series of downs for the Rams.
Perhaps more important for Atlanta.
I think the official's right. I think you're right too, Gibb. I don't think it really was interference. It was a close call, but I think the official was right.
Ball was there, my friend.
Oh, he threw the ball right on the money.
Very catchable.
2nd down and 10 for Los Angeles. Drew Hill comes in for Billy Waddy. These two teams since 1970 have met 32 times. The Rams have won 25. Atlanta has won 5 as we look at the turnovers. 2 ties, but Atlanta has never won in Los Angeles.
He's going back.
Carini going back against Butler.
Oh!
This time Butler almost picks it off.
I know it.
To Drew Hill.
But he almost picked it off, and then it caromed off of his hands, and Drew Hill had a chance to catch it himself.
That was 3rd down and 10, and Bobby Butler will have maybe another opportunity.
All right, watch this. Butler's going to have a chance for the interception. He's going to pop the ball up in the air, and Drew Hill will have a chance to catch it. Watch this. There he is. Almost caught it.
Travel. Anything is difficult to do when you're traveling at that speed.
Oh, it is.
Meanwhile, it's 3rd and 10.
Wasn't a bad play on Pastorini's point to put another receiver out there to run old Butler down again.
Waddy is back in. Split with Denard to the left side. Drew Hill split to the right. Single setback, that's Gooman. 3rd and 10. Pastorini, all the time you can want. Fumble by Waddy. Atlanta is saying they have it.
I do believe the Falcons have it.
I think they've got their 5th turnover.
Holton Kuykendall comes up with a Billy Waddy fumble. Waddy would not have had the 1st down in any event, but Atlanta has a great opportunity with 11:05 remaining, and they trail by 1 point. We'll look at it from the reverse angle.
All right, he doesn't have the ball put away here. He's got it both hands in front of him, swinging the ball around with his right hand way out. There's Buddy Curry, I think, jabbed a hand in there.
Here comes Kuykendall.
And here comes Kuykendall, but Waddy didn't have the ball put away. You'll fumble most of the time when you carry it like that.
1st down, 33-yard line of Los Angeles. Rams with the blitz. Read by Bartkowski. He goes to Wallace Francis. And Francis up close to the 25-yard line. They'll mark it near the 26.
5 turnovers. We won 82. Ferragamo, Georgia Frontiere, the successor owner to her late husband, Carol Rosenblum, under enormous print medium criticism. So intense that one wonders if part of it is related to the mere fact that it is a lady owner.
I'll tell you, the Rams just don't know what it is like to be out of the playoffs. Goes back to 1972. It's 2nd down and 4. Bartkowski trying to get the screen off, which he does. Got him out tight end, Junior Miller. There'll be a rumble down around the 5-yard line. Good tackle by Johnny Johnson. And Atlanta has a 1st down goal to go.
Well conceived play. They had the thing perfectly set up. I'm surprised Junior Miller didn't get into the end zone because he's a great runner of the football once he has it. Here they are faking Andrews, who will draw a crowd. Set up the screen back to the look at there. You see 3 red jerseys, only 1 white jersey. Here he goes. Johnny Johnson made some tackle here.
Johnny Johnson taking on the 235-pound Junior Miller. Stopped him just outside the 5-yard line. But first down, goal to go for Atlanta. Inside 10 minutes remaining of the game. Atlanta trailing by 1.
The Rams have been tough down here.
Andrews inside the 5, but that's it. It'll be second and goal to go.
If you might notice, in most critical short yardage situations, the Falcons have gone left behind Mike Kinn and Scott against Doss and Cody Jones, and they have come up losers more than winners.
And William Andrews over there. William Andrews tough against the run. Not the pass defender that Isaiah Robertson was a few years ago, but they are tough on that right side.
I think they're going to have to throw to get into the end zone. I don't think they can run it in.
Second and goal. Bartkowski.
That ain't it.
Jackson incomplete.
They've got one down left to make 5 yards. They'll have to settle for the field goal. They'll have only a 2-point lead with that. And the Rams can strike back with even a field goal to recapture the lead.
Yep. They have tried that fade pattern, Howard, both sides, about 5 or 6 times and haven't hit it yet.
Well, Irvin played Jackson very well on that.
Yeah.
He certainly did. When you consider that the Rams have had 5 turnovers to 1.
Yep.
Look at Bartkowski's stats. Not very impressive, to put it generously. They just have not capitalized. This
Third
is
down,
it
goal
right
to
now.
go.
Right
Jenkins
here.
is left. Jackson is right in the slot. Wallace Francis.
The best person to go through here is your tight end or your running back. They're the people that are the best ones to go, and they block the tight end.
Up again for Jackson.
Nope.
He was out of the end zone.
Unbelievable.
It'll be fourth down. Lucius Smith this time working against Jackson. He was positioned perfectly.
It makes no sense. That pattern they've tried all night, hasn't worked. Junior Miller, your tight end, should be your most effective guy inside the 5. Junior Miller was used as a blocker that time.
Mick Luckhurst on for the field goal. That will give Atlanta the lead.
Fourth down.
Really shabbily played ball game, Frank. Really is.
James holding Luckhurst.
22-yard attempt. James will hold.
A 23.
Snapper is Eric Sanders. We have a new leader. Atlanta moves out on top. They lead 16-14. But the Rams are a field goal away. We'll be back in a moment. We're in the fourth quarter at Anaheim. 8:40 remaining in the game. Atlanta's moved out on top by 2 points. They lead 16-14. There's Drew Hill, a dangerous return man, as Mick Luckhurst kicks away. And Drew Hill from the 2-yard line. And Hill out to the 20-yard line, where the Rams will have possession. A reminder, Nightline coming up later tonight. Crisis in Poland. Reaction from around the nation and around the world. You'll see it tonight on Nightline with Ted Koppel. Situation there sort of puts the game of football in perspective.
Certainly does. You have to feel sorry for those beleaguered people.
Smallest in-house crowd since the Rams have moved to Anaheim, present tonight, even though there was a sellout of over 69,000, only 57,000 are here. First down, 10, Los Angeles. Pastorini. Got it screen to Gooman, and Richardson right in between the blockers.
I'll tell you, he made some play. That was Joel Williams made it.
That was Joel Williams, yes. He's in the game.
There were 5 white shirts and 1 red shirt. The red shirt belonged to 58 Joel Williams. He made a big play. He made these kind of plays all last year for the Falcons. They have sorely missed him. Watch him here. You see all the white shirts there. Inside comes Joel Williams.
He was beautifully positioned, beat the block. There was a loss of a yard. It'll be second down and 11. Comes the blitz.
Oh, he's open.
Rams pick it up. And this time you'll get the interference call against Bobby Butler.
Forget that touchdown. Frank is exactly right.
Well, I don't know why. I mean, I think Frank
How about
is right.
tripping him?
Well, he was going for the ball, Giff. I mean, he was going for the football.
The official was right on it, Fran. He didn't hesitate a second.
Yeah, that doesn't make him right all the time because he didn't hesitate. I like to see the replay. He's wide open. Watch Butler recover here, going for the ball. He's recovering.
He tripped him.
accidentally his feet get tangled up. How many times have you seen that it's not called?
But he tripped him.
Their feet got tangled. I don't see it. If he
Here's
reaches
Chuck
out,
Kimberly.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 23. First down.
if he reaches out and purposely trips the guy, I can see it. Both of them going for the football, their feet get entangled. I've seen it most of the time not called.
I think you've made your point. 43-yard line. Rams, first down. Pastorini. Tyler.
I don't believe this game. I really don't. It's dreadful.
But give Pastorini credit now. He is throwing the football on first and second down. He's opening it up a little bit.
Hey, what the Rams did well on the pass interference call was Atlanta was in a full blitz. They had man for man with Butler having to play Waddy tight. And the Rams offensive line and the single setback picked up everybody.
Howard, you might remember that Drew Pearson caught a pass in the Super Bowl. Was it Drew Pearson against the Steelers? No, it was the other way around. And Benny Barnes, they got tangled up, and they didn't call it Schwann and Barnes.
Second down and 10. Pastorini going for Waddy. And he does not hold on, and now we may have another interference call. And this time, it would appear to be against Kenny Johnson. Spread down the sidelines between Waddy and Kenny Johnson. There is the call.
Here he goes on the fly pattern. The ball is a little bit underthrown. Johnson trying to run to catch up.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 37.
Well, I think you got a better argument there than on the other
He
one.
ran right into him.
You think so?
Yes.
All right.
That one was a 49-yard penalty. The previous one was a 25-yard penalty. The Rams have a first down, goal to go, 7-yard line, 7:23 remaining in the game. Atlanta in trouble.
I think that was a judgment call too, Howard. Could have judged it either way.
Tyler.
That's not,
Great
that's a
effort
touchdown.
by Tyler. Touchdown. I'll tell you, that's a lot of football player packed in that little package.
Well, at least the game is heated up a little bit, boys.
It has for you.
It's heated up a little bit.
Watch this way he turns the corner. Takes on Bobby Butler right there.
Oh, what a hit.
Butler tried, but Tyler was too much.
Butler reminds me of those old Mickey Mantle ads. I'm learning.
Well, however you want to call it, guys, it was a heck of a turnaround from a touchdown for Atlanta on a pass interception, 2 interference calls, and a touchdown.
Frank Corral for the conversion. (18-12). 80-yard drive, 74 of those yards led up through pass interference. Wendell Tyler scored his 17th touchdown of the season for the Rams. That ties a Ram record. Crazy Legs Elroy Hirsch. This man has tied that mark on a great effort.
Well, I think we're going to have a pretty good last 7 minutes, 17 seconds, Skip. It's heated up.
21-16. Rams leading. 7:17 remaining in the game. Corral banks it. Reggie Smith from deep in the end zone. He'll bring it out. And Smith out over the 20-yard line. Hit there by Sully. And now, an entire season that began back in July for Atlanta is on the line.
Certainly is, isn't it?
Yep, and all year they have not been able to deliver in the key moments of games to pull out victories.
11 out of 29 for Bartkowski.
It's his
Speaks
worst
for itself. A team that had Dallas beaten in the playoffs a year ago and yet lost. Gave it away at the very end. Maybe they've never recovered from that.
First and 10 Atlanta from the 21-yard line. Andrews over the left side. Again, as the Falcons have done so often in their own territory in the midfield, they get good yardage. Give Andrews 5. It'll be second down and 5.
But they're right to keep their poise and go this way.
Well,
they can make the clock work for them if they can get the touchdown.
Jackson in, joining Jenkins and Wallace Francis, the 3 wide receiver offense for Atlanta. Bartkowski, and it's complete for the first down. Picking it up is Alfred Jackson.
It was complete, all right, but it could have been an interception by Leroy Irvin.
But it could have been, but Bartkowski showed the great arm that he has. He just zipped this ball in there. Most anybody else throwing that ball in this league would have had an interception, but he's got such a strong arm. He can throw that 15, 16-yard out ball so hard, the defensive back doesn't have time to recover.
Atlanta with the first down at their 36-yard line. Field goal will not help them. Not this time. Green, and it's dropped incomplete by Junior Miller. It'll be second down and 10.
That's the same play they called.
Bartkowski complaining that Junior Miller was held.
Those plays usually work once a game. They're kind of trick plays. Screen pass to the tight end. It works once. That time had no chance.
Major factor in that play, the blitz by Jim Youngblood, 53, though you won't see him here as you watch Junior Miller on the other side.
Well, he did hold him, didn't he? He did hold him. But Doss recognized the screen this time. The time before he didn't.
Second down, 10. The 3 wide receiver offense for Atlanta. And Bartkowski, and playing it beautifully, Lucius Smith, right in front of Jackson all the way. Now, Atlanta in a third and 10.
Well, 5:35 at showdown time. Third and 10, my friend.
Well, you know, the Falcons throw the ball long, catch the ball long as good as anybody in football. We've said that all night. Give the Rams credit. They haven't given them an inch on the long pass. Now the Falcons are in a real critical situation with 5:35 left, third and 10.
They might be watching rather intently in Philadelphia.
Oh. I think they're watching rather intently in Atlanta, too, right now.
Atlanta, with the loss, Philadelphia becomes a wild card entry into the playoffs. On third down, Atlanta is 4 of 15 on the night, and it's third and 10. Almost intercepted, intended for Jenkins, and Jim Youngblood was there defensively for Los Angeles.
Interesting to watch Youngblood on this series of plays. He's been at his very best, very active as a linebacker, great on the pass drop, and yet blitzing on one play when he forced Bartkowski to release the ball sooner than he wanted.
Well, if you watch Bartkowski there, he looked no place other than to the right where he was going to throw the ball. It was an easy read for Youngblood. He came underneath, had the interception, just dropped it.
John James to punt for Atlanta. Irvin is deep. James kicks it straight away. It doesn't turn over. Short kick. And Irvin takes it at the 29. Covered immediately there. And the Rams will have the football at their 29-yard line on a 35-yard John James punt. We have 5:20 remaining in the game. The load now is transferred to the shoulders to the Atlanta defense.
All right, let's look at that NFC playoff picture. San Francisco and Dallas already in there. Philadelphia will be in tonight if Atlanta loses. Then the dogfight. Tampa Bay, Detroit, the Giants, Green Bay, all tied. Atlanta, if it wins tonight, eliminates Washington and Minnesota. If Atlanta loses, remember Philadelphia automatically in, and at this point, Dick Vermeil will take the gift. So will Leonard Turks.
On first down and 10. Gooman, left side, big opening, and Gooman moves out over the 35 for a pickup of 8. It'll be second down and 2.
And we're coming down to the 4-minute area. Less than 5.
It'll be second down and 2. We have interesting statistic in the second half. Dan Pastorini is 5 of 9 for plus 7 yards. And as you can see, not only is William Andrews one of those nominated for Man of the Year in the NFL, He has been the man of the night for Atlanta. But is it enough? Tyler drops the football and collects it again in midair. That ball bounced up in the air, and Tyler was able to come down with it and even get a yard.
And this was weird. Let's watch the pitch. Pass Rennie back to Tyler. Oh, Tyler's coming forward getting the pitch. That's difficult. He got
rolled off the back of the Falcon.
Yeah. It's funny.
I thought maybe a Falcon might have even tipped it back to him.
Symbolic of the excellence of play tonight.
Third down, a little more than a yard to go for Los Angeles. The two tight ends are in, Gilbert and Arnold.
And 4:25 and counting down. The clock ever and ever effect.
Atlanta with 3 timeouts. Los Angeles has 2.
Rather large third down play here. There might be larger ones tonight, but this is big.
Tyler. Flag is down.
There you go.
Tyler has the yardage for the first, but again, the flag is down.
But back there.
Yes, I thought the same thing. Howard.
Holding.
From 30 yards away, he called that.
Malavasi says, why me at this time in my life?
Life was never like this when nobody knew my name in Clifton, New Jersey. That's what Malavasi is saying.
Well, boys, it's a funny game. I don't know if anybody's got it figured out. I don't.
Holding. Offense. Number 89. Third down.
Louis Gilbert, the tight end, holding. Third down and 11.
What a shot this gives Atlanta. 4:03 left.
Well, you'd like to see L.A. from their standpoint throw the ball here. That's the only chance they'll have of picking up the first down. They need to do that to maintain possession, but I don't know whether they will or not.
Tyler, single setback. 3 wide receivers for the Rams. Third and 11, running play right side. It'll be 4th down. You'll hear a few boos.
Makes no sense.
Rams playing not to make the mistake, obviously.
Well, sure, they should.
Hard to win in this game that way.
Yeah, they shouldn't take any risks. They're 5-9. They're going to spend Christmas at home. Why put the ball up in the air and risk anything?
Don't be bitter.
Scott Werner has dropped for Atlanta. They'll get it back with a little over 3 minutes remaining in the game. Frank Corral the punt. Not having a good night, Corral.
Oh, Scotty.
Atlanta has now 10 men at the line of scrimmage, but they nevertheless drop out to set up the return. Corral hurries the kick, kicks it low, and here comes Scott Warner.
His own man blocks it.
Warner to the 38-yard line on a 41-yard kick by Corral. Mario Salata down there defensively, and Atlanta has 3 minutes and 2 seconds remaining in the game and perhaps their season. Atlanta has 3 timeouts. They also have 3 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock, and they trail 21-16. They have a first down and 10. The ball at their own 38-yard line. Steve Bartkowski brings them up. Plenty of time. They need the execution. Almost picked off again by Youngblood, and a flag goes down as William Andrews complains that Youngblood was interfering with him.
Well, he can complain, but I got to tell you, I don't care how they call it, Youngblood has suddenly become a hot player.
Holding, and obviously against this man, Jim Youngblood.
Let's see if we can watch him. From the end zone, Bartkowski's back. Look to the right of your screen. There he is. He really couldn't tell.
Well, he pushed him. He tried to get inside to get the ball, and he pushed him. Proper call.
I couldn't see it either way. I couldn't call it either way.
You haven't given an official a break tonight.
I didn't see it.
Holding. Defense. Number 53. First down.
At the 43-yard line. Atlanta, 1st and 10. Bartkowski connects to Jackson, and Jackson Short of the first down by less than a yard. Stopping the clock with 2:50. And reminding you again, Atlanta has 3 timeouts.
You
made the point, Giff. Time is not a factor. They got all the time in the world here to score.
That's true, and that's all they have to do is keep their poise. What the Rams must do is find a way to get to the passer.
Second down, less than a yard for the first. Andrews has the first down. Getting near the 46-yard line.
Now, what's important for Atlanta with the clock going down, Giff, at 2:40 is to get another play or two in before the 2-minute warning. You don't want to waste the clock, but you got plenty of time.
And you want to make that 2-minute warning work for you.
Yes, sir.
Well, L.A. wanted to change to prevent defense. They were prohibited from doing so by a quick huddle from Atlanta. First down, 10. Wide open is Jenkins. To the 28-yard line. And the Rams, I know, in second thought, would like to have been able to get into that prevent. They had the 6th man coming in their defensive secondary. They couldn't do so because of the hurry-up huddle by Atlanta. We'll get the 2-minute warning. And it'll be first down and 10 for Atlanta. Let's watch again as Jenkins works into the opening.
And here's another man who's played great tonight. Alfred Jenkins comes across the middle, wide open. Harry gave him a lot of room. Cromwell comes up and hits him.
Atlanta has a first down inside the 28-yard line of the Los Angeles Rams. This ABC Sports exclusive has been brought to you by the Buick Motor Division and your Buick dealer who proudly announced the 1982 Buicks. And by the Miller Brewing Company, brewers of Miller High Life. If you've got the time, we've got the beer.
All right, this telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the National Football League is prohibited. Giff, as you look over there at the Atlanta sideline, they're trying to decide what magic play to come up with. I think they got 2 things to think about. Number 1, of course, is scoring a touchdown. Number 2 is to leave the Rams with no time on that clock and give them a chance to kick a field goal. But the best they can do is score a touchdown and give them a 2-point lead?
Well, I think they probably want to put their priorities in order. Thinking first about the touchdown.
Well, yeah, but you got to go both ways.
All right, let's deal with reality now, Fran. What would you do defensively if you were the Rams that they have not been doing?
I would do something to put pressure on the quarterback.
Of course, blitz.
Well, if that's what it took, I would do something.
Because they're not getting to the quarterback at a time when they must pressure.
And the young rookie, Greg Miser from Pittsburgh, number 69, is in there. He's a fairly good pass rusher on the right side. First down, 10 Atlanta. Inside the 28 of Los Angeles.
Watch out. Intercepted.
It's picked off, and Rod Perry took the rebound. It bounced out of the arms of Jenkins. He almost had the possession, and the Rams had the football at their own 7-yard line. Bartkowski almost in disbelief as he hit Jenkins right on stride, maybe a little earlier than Jenkins anticipated it. Nevertheless, Perry was there, as he so often is.
What is that song of Dandy?
Let's watch it here. Here comes Jenkins running an inside pattern. He is open. Ball's a little behind you, Giff. It's a tough catch, as you know, coming down like that with the ball behind you. He tried to turn to make the catch and just flipped it up.
1:52 remaining in the game.
Turn out the lights.
Atlanta.
And while not mathematically, turn out the year, because in reality...
Well, it's not over yet. They got 3 timeouts, don't they, Giff?
Yes,
3 timeouts. They'll be able to get the ball back. I don't know what kind of position they'll get it in, but they'll get it back anyway. If they can stop him.
Wendell Tyler.
Isn't that amazing?
Wendell Tyler with great effort out to the 9-yard line.
They'll get the ball back if the Rams don't get to keep it.
Oh, there is a football player.
You know, here's a situation where you know they're going to just run the ball. There's no way they're going to pass it. To let them run out of that territory like they did, pretty good hole right there. Watch him run after he gets hit. Something they call determination.
About 8 Falcons had a hand on Wendell Tyler. Tyler gets 8 yards, and Atlanta is forced to expend a timeout to stop the clock. Rod Perry, multiple Pro Bowler, coming up with a big interception at the 7-yard line.
One happy fella.
Having maybe his best year, I might add, too. To tell you, executive producer of ABC Sports is Brune Arley. JBC's NFL Monday Night Football was produced by Bob Goodrich, directed by Chet Forty. Our technical director, Joe Chavio. Associate Director Bob Rosberg, Technical Manager Coach Coltrane, Unit Manager Ralph Sherrard, Assistant to the Producer Robbie Cowan, and Stats and Research Man, of course, Terry Klein, our spotter Steve Bazika.
Well, the Rams have been beleaguered this year, maybe rightfully so with their record as it is, but tonight they're playing against a team going for playoff participation, and they came up and played with more enthusiasm and came up with more plays.
I think an amazing stat is the fact that they have played here in the same division, going all the way back those many years to the early 70s. Atlanta's never been able to win a football game in Los Angeles.
Unbelievable.
First down for the Rams, very close if it's not. Mike Gooman.
They're gonna.
First down, Los Angeles.
Well, Dandy, wherever you are, my boy, strike it up and sing it out.
That first down was the finisher.
Yep.
They're down to one timeout. They'll take one more, and then, well, there it is. That says it all.
Yep.
They'll close out the season against Cincinnati. Still, as we mentioned many times, mathematically alive, but realistically, the lights have been turned out for Atlanta.
Yep, they started with such high expectations this year, and they just haven't been able to come up with the big plays at the right time.
For the Rams, they will have Washington here next week. And, of course, a lot of soul-searching on the part of management. Don Klosterman, as is typical of Don Klosterman. I don't know that he's ever had a losing season. The general manager has accumulated, once again, numerous draft picks. They have 2 number 1s. They have 2 number 2s. But they are also confronted with multiple problems.
Well, when you see a team lose to another team that has 5 turnovers to your 2, that 5 times gave Atlanta every opportunity, and they failed to capitalize on it, I think it writes symbolically the whole season for Atlanta. And oddly, the Giants have figured in the turnabouts of 2 teams. Eddie LeBaron was saying to me earlier, our season turned when we lost 27-24 with the Giants in a game we should have won. As you look at our Monday night game next week, again, a critical game because the Chargers still dream of playoffs, and the likelihood is that if they can win with a break, they could be in the playoffs.
Tyler, careful with the football, will lose a yard, and Atlanta stops the clock for the final time.
And then the Giants put the Philadelphia Eagles in a rut by Dick Vermeil's own admission. It was the Giants who punished them physically and defensively and beat them on a day when we were embarking for Atlanta. Remember, Frank, you and I were watching the game, and instantly we said the Giants are going to win this game. So the Giants, even as they quest for a playoff berth, have been a suddenly significant factor in the affairs of other men in the league. Look who's waving goodbye. Bubba Smith, your old friend and sparring mate, Grant.
Well, this is the closest Bubba ever got to me. And all those years of chasing me, he got within 4 feet of me tonight, and that's the closest he's been.
If he had ever
told me
reached
he used to use you for a diet.
If he had ever reached you, you wouldn't be alive.
Why, I was smarter. I didn't let him reach me.
Strategy being played out on the sidelines. Ray Malavasi talking to quarterback Dan Pastorini.
Well, the strategy should be at this point, with the Falcons out of timeout, is to fall down on the ball and not risk even a handoff.
Pastorini has not produced anything that you would call a cosmetic beauty here tonight, but the one drive by the Rams, helped out by 74 yards of pass interference, certainly contributed a great deal. 2nd down and 11. Tyler again. He keeping the football in close. Al Richardson there defensively for Atlanta, as the Falcons can no longer stop the clock.
Nope.
For Lehman Bennett, again, as I mentioned for the Rams, soul search time coming up. They'll close this season against Cincinnati next Sunday, mathematically alive. And that game, by the way, will be at 4 o'clock rather than 1 o'clock. Third down. Long yardage for the Rams.
Doesn't matter.
I would doubt if the Rams will even have to line up for a punt on this.
No, they won't. Fall on the ball and then do it again.
Yep. Well, this is third down. They couldn't do it a fourth down, but I think that after this it'd be still.
They'll snap it with 1 second left on the 30-second clock.
And the clock's ticking down, and I don't think they'll get another play off. They won't. That's 29 seconds now. Game is over.
This one is history, and the Atlanta Falcons still alive mathematically. But again, as we said so many times, it would be hard to conceive the circumstances which would get them into the playoffs. Philadelphia is in the National Football Conference as a wild card, and so much is still at stake in both the NFC and the AFC. A tough year for Lehman Bennett. He was 12-4 a year ago. Top record in the National Football League. And now they drop to 7-8. The Rams 5-10. Once again, the final score 21-16 Los Angeles over Atlanta. Remember, stay tuned for ABC News Nightline 30 minutes after the game, 11:30 on the West Coast, over most of these ABC stations. Travel arrangements made through and a promotional fee paid by United Airlines. United flies more people to Hawaii than any other airline. That's what friendly skies are all about. This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as a leader in sports television. We'll see you next Monday night from San Diego with the Raiders.